great day coming out here today. We have Jim Marsden sitting alongside. Great to have you with us, my friend.
Good morning, Ken. It's an absolute pleasure to be here. It's my first time in Crandon, and I am just so excited. There's just so much going on here. The atmosphere, the weather, everything about it is just mind-blowing.
It is the largest we've had here in this history, the 53 years, of course. It's spectacular. People have been talking about the heyday of Crandon over the course of time, but I think Marty Fiocca just put it best. We're living in the current heydays here as this thing continues to grow. I heard Marty mention last night some 400-plus teams here to compete over the course of the weekend. So it's a big one, to say the least.
It is indeed. I mean, if we look at that compared to other races around America, that makes Crandon one of, if not the biggest race in Northern America. That's something very special and something we should be very proud of and something we want to celebrate.
Yeah, I agree 100%. It is for sure, without question, the largest short course off-road race in the country. This is the big one. There's Indianapolis 500. There's Daytona 500. The U.S. Nationals going on for the NHRA this weekend. But this Crandon for us is that for them. So it doesn't get any bigger than this.
Absolutely. Now, let's talk about the classes, the vehicles, and the bits and pieces. I mean, obviously, we've got the big guns. We've got the Pro 4s, we've got the Pro 2s, the Pro Lights, etc. But there's so many other classes out here racing as well.
Yeah, I mean, the single buggies, the super buggies, all the UTV categories. UTVs have taken the entire country, I guess the world, by storm, right? Everybody can have one. They all enjoy getting in them, having a good time. And, of course, the people that we hang out with love to race them, so they take them to the next level.
Absolutely. And they're a great feeder into these other classes. We've seen so many people that have come right the way through those UTV classes and are now racing in what we've called the big gun classes.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. I mean, first of all, it becomes a little more affordable, right? So it opens up the door for more competition to step in there and get in the game, get used to what's going on, and then, as you say, hone their skills, develop, maybe pick up some sponsors along the way and go up the ladder. I mean, if you take a look at the Pro 2 competitors that are in that category, almost all of them have come out of Pro Lights. So this feeder system absolutely works.
It does indeed. Now, this year we've also got the return of the Ultra 4 classes. Now, I believe this is the 5th year, but this is the 2nd year that this is going to be a point-scoring race for these big classes. Now, we've got 5 classes out on track, but leading on from the UTVs that you were saying about there, there's a guy who's going to be racing this year in 4400, and he's come up through from the UTV class, and that's Paul Wolf. Guy's been on fire this year. It's going to be one to watch for sure.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to watching them. We were here last year, super busy. Didn't get a chance to watch those guys compete. Actually, where my motorhome is, I'm looking over at the rock garden. So I look at that thing and I'm like, oh my God! Not only are they going to go through it, but they're going to race through it. You know, so I'm super excited to watch that. And of course, the technology in those vehicles is amazing.
Yeah, but I mean, that again comes back to all of these classes. I mean, the short course, I'm looking down here at the moment at Keegan Kincaid's. I'm looking across there at Carl LeDuc's car. I mean, just absolutely mind-blowing. And the fact that you can come to these vehicles, walk around them, and actually have a look at them yourself, it's incredible. And speaking of Keegan Kincaid, joining us on stage right now.
He is a tall dude. Step in here, big fella. Of course, the guy that won it all 1 year ago, and hometown boy, they were all there to root for him. And back here once again, flying the colors for Lucas Oil Vision Wheels. And welcome to the stage. This is I know this is an exciting race for you and your hometown, and the legendary name of the Kincaids has been here forever and ever and ever. It's got to be an exciting weekend, man.
Yeah, it's good to be back. It gets bigger and bigger. You know, just when you can't think it gets any bigger, and all of a sudden, you know, more people show up. They sell more campsites. You know, the Lucas Oil Labor Day Parade is just going off right now. So this is awesome.
Yeah, I came here last year. I think it had been the better part of 12 years or something since I had been here. And, I mean, all the trailers were lined up outside of the gate. I'm like, these people aren't even in the gate yet. And there's race cars everywhere. So it was so cool to see how much it's grown. And a testament to all the people at Crandon, Marty Fiocca, the rest of the gang, the Flannerys, of course, what they've been able to do to make this thing what it is and to see it keep growing the way it's growing by leaps and bounds.
Yeah, you know, they added a new tech barn, so it's not just for the fans but also for the racers, and they continue to grow. And you know, I don't know how they keep growing. You know, we don't have any more room, but we keep expanding. The fans keep coming back. The weather's beautiful, and it's going to be a great weekend.
You know, we made a big announcement last night. I know you guys are busy in the pits prepping for the race, but the Off-Road Motorsports Hall of Fame got together with Crandon International Raceway. There's going to be a short course Hall of Fame now. It was a massive announcement. I know Marty Fiocca, again, we keep talking about him, but he's so instrumental in all these positions. But he was a big part of bringing that together. And to get into that Hall of Fame, the Off-Road Motorsports Hall of Fame, is extremely difficult. It's not just your accomplishments on the track. You have to be a well-rounded racer and bring a lot to the sport, an ambassador, if you will. So it really opened up the door, as we've all been talking about for many years, to give you guys a lane. You haven't had a lane of your own. Your father, I think, is certainly one of those guys that will go into that Hall of Fame at some point with everything that he's accomplished. And your family name, you guys, I mean, your uncles and everybody that's been involved with short course over the course of time, it's a really big deal.
Yeah, I think that's awesome, that they finally got that pushed through, and, Marty for really initiating that. And it's good, guys like my dad, Scott Taylor, all those guys that we looked up to, Johnny Greaves, and, obviously all those guys I think are going to be in there. And, for me to hopefully, pave a way and just keep going. And I would have never imagined myself where I am today. We grew up watching all those guys and idolizing them and being a fan out here. And, I'm just as much of a fan as I am a racer, and I enjoy being a part of the whole community and being part of Crandon. And it's just a really cool event, a really cool experience, and I can't thank Marty enough for getting that done.
So, Jim, what do you think? Put him inside of one of those Ultra 4s.
Oh, mate, this man is a racer through and through. There is no doubt about that. But it's not just Crandon. Crandon is incredible, but you're being watched by an entire world. How does that make you feel?
Yeah, it's like I said, I never would imagine that we're here, at this level. I'm just, to me, I'm just a normal guy. When this is over, I go back to my everyday job, working on the race truck and hanging out in Crandon. This is my home, and it's really cool to see 22,000 people turn to 50,000 people, and so we're excited to be here, and hopefully put on a good show.
Congrats on a new baby, by the way.
Yeah, the number 4.
If things aren't busy enough.
Yeah, another full-time job, but and that's what it's all about, is family. Having people here, whether it's just my family, my friends, and I wouldn't do it if I couldn't have them come with me to every race and be a part of this and hopefully grow them into the business.
So, have you made any changes to the car for this year? I mean, obviously, there's always improvements. There's little things. Is there anything there that's going to give you the edge out on track this time out?
Yeah, we're always making improvements. Even when you're fast qualifier, you always are hey, let's make an adjustment, see if we can go even faster, because you always have that setup to always fall back on, and that's what I think separates the good from the great. And so it's always continue to evolve each year. Everybody wants to get faster. Everybody wants to beat each other. So. Each year it gets better and better.
Congrats again on the accomplishment from a year ago. Of course, you won the Cup race, the Mac Daddy of them all. It was a special weekend for you, all around the horn. Of course, the championship as well. This year, can you get it done again? I mean, that Cup is hanging out there, and you just never know how it's going to shake down.
Yeah, it's hard to repeat, and but we got a good truck. We had a bad qualifying session just with some mechanical stuff that put us behind, but so we got our work cut out for us, but it's not impossible. And just like last year, we didn't think we had a shot for the championship and came out with a championship and a Cup. So that's going to be hard to repeat, but we're up for the task.
Man, we appreciate you taking the time. We wish you the best of luck this weekend. Ladies and gentlemen, Keegan Kincaid, one of the best to climb behind the wheel of a Pro 2 truck, that's for sure. Thanks, brother.
Thank you.
So good to see Keegan up on stage. And now we've got Ryan Beat, who's also a Pro 2 driver, coming up to join us now.
Yeah, and Ryan Beat, of course, two-time Pro Light champ as well. Much like Keegan Kincaid, knows how to cut, grind, weld, and spends all of his days prepping these things. Now houses a number of trucks for other drivers along the way. If it's something you think you want to do, maybe Pro Spec is a way to get into this style of racing. This is a guy you would want to talk to. He'll put one together for you, build it from the ground up, and make it customized. Mr. Beat, great to have you, my friend.
Nice to see you.
Good stuff, so man. You've been super busy, buddy.
Yeah, it's been crazy busy over at Ryan Beat Motorsports. We're fielding 6 trucks this weekend. 1 Pro Spec, the rest are Pro Lights, and then 1 Pro 2. So we're having a good time. Definitely doing our job, representing our partners well, and having a good time. I mean, what better place to race than Crandon, right?
And congrats on the pole.
Thank you. Yeah, it was good. We've kind of had a bad year. We've had some bad luck and just couldn't get it right. I mean, we've been fast. We've been really fast, but just haven't been able to seal the deal. And it was nice to go out yesterday and be where I expect us to be. You know what I mean? We were fastest in practice and then able to put it down in P1 qualifying as well. So, just stoked to, show our true potential.
So when you come out on the track and we've got glorious weather like this, does this change your preparation? Are you putting differences on the car? I mean, normally we can have the odd wet day, but this year it's looking like dry, dry, dry.
Yeah, no, this year's definitely a special one. The weather's spectacular here. A lot of times we get rain, so coming in this weekend, you set up. Basically, you watch through the day to see how setup's going. Sometimes they keep up with the track and there's tons of water and it gets really good. Sometimes they let it go and it becomes blue, groove, and dry. So, you just got to follow through with the track throughout the day and make changes as the track develops throughout the day. And, just pay attention to that. Obviously, go out with the mindset to win every time. So you want to put your best foot forward and have your setup on point.
Absolutely. Now, you're racing with 6 cars in your garage. Does that put a tremendous amount of pressure on your team and your technicians?
Yeah, absolutely. Obviously, I have an amazing crew of guys that allow us to do this. If it wasn't for them, I couldn't do it by myself. So, we have great crews. We have great weekend help. Just the whole team at Ryan B Motorsports is such an awesome crew, and I feel like we've done a great job. Most of our guys are within the top 5 or 6 every time they hit the track. So many of them have Brody's got podiums, Carson's got podiums. Everybody's really killing it this year. A collective effort. Gray's doing a great job. She's 2 points down this championship. She's got a shot at it tonight. Be the first female to win a championship in a pro class. So excited to support her efforts to do so in that. And just looking forward to it. It's a lot to bite off and think about. At the end of the day, you're like, man, we did a lot this year. But when you're doing it, you just put your head down and try to make the best of it.
Absolutely. Now, coming to Crandon, what does that mean to you? I mean, this is such an incredible mecca for short course off-road racing. It really does. Is everything. It's the whole year, really, isn't it?
Yeah, this is our Daytona 500 or our Indy 500 for off-road. So, it's always important to perform here. In 2017, I was able to win the Pro Light World Championship. So I got a ring and a cup for that. And I'm missing a Pro 2 one, so hopefully this weekend's the weekend to get it done, and no more excuses. Let's do this,
Yeah, and if you could come out here and beat up on the Pro 4s a little bit, it's happened a number of times now, of course, so you guys have a legit shot at it.
Yeah, absolutely. Last year I ran 3rd in the Cup race against the Pro 4s. Me and Johnny had a last lap battle, traded some paint for sure. Having fun there those last couple laps, but when you're racing for that amount of money and in front of such awesome fans, you want to put on a good show. So looking forward to it, and I think this year's the year.
Awesome. By the way, you were talking about her, and Jim had brought up something about working up through the ladder. She started off in UTVs.
Yep.
And did a really good job there,
Yeah.
and now you were able to put her up into something you were very familiar with, basically a pro light.
Yeah, so basically, there's multiple females in this sport, that are coming up and they're very good. And Gray stuck out and caught my attention last year with what she was doing. And Chevrolet and myself, talked about, man, let's go on ahead and field another year of Pro Spec, which Pro Spec is very similar to Pro Light. Same chassis, same wheelbase, but it has a V6 engine with a 4-speed manual transmission behind it instead of a 525 horsepower automatic truck like the Pro Light is. So basically, it's a great stepping stone, from Pro Light to from like side by side or super trucks to Pro Light. It's such a big gap, so this bridges that gap with this Pro Spec, and thought it'd be a great idea. Me and Chevrolet partnered up to field this truck this year, and we thought Gray was the best pick for this class, and so far she's done an amazing job. She's worked her way up through the ranks, and now she's in a pro truck class racing for a championship.
So let me pick your brain here a little bit. Can you take that same chassis, put a Pro Light combination, engine transmission combination in it?
Correct, yeah. So in Pro Spec, it's not limited to 1 3/4 tubing, for a chassis. You can run 1.5 inches, but if you decide that one day you want to take your Pro Spec and go to a Pro Light, you do need the 1 3/4 cage, but it's a rather similar or simple change or fix that you can do to make that V6 Pro, Pro Light, if you will, go to the V8 Pro Lights.
So a great way to work in there. The cost, way more cost effective in it, of course. As we were talking about before, find some sponsors, get some momentum going, and if you want to make it step up, it's pretty easy to do.
Yeah, this is the perfect stepping stone class to do that, and that's kind of part of the reason that when the series and Chevrolet came to me and wanted to kind of develop this class was that, I thought we needed a good stepping stone. We needed something that kids coming out of trophy carts or mod carts could slowly work their way up and not have such a big jump from, mod carts or UTVs to a 500 horsepower, expensive race truck. This is a more affordable, more cost-effective class to get started in, and it helps people get their feet wet, establish a name, get some wins, and obviously the main goal of getting some sponsorship to fund your V8 Pro Light program.
Absolutely. Rome isn't built in a day, as they say. It takes time, and it takes lots of wheels on that track to do these things.
Absolutely.
We're looking at everything here. I'm looking at the Labor Day parade. We're looking all around us, and there is just thousands and thousands of people enjoying the atmosphere, the cars, the stands. There's food, there's drink, there's absolutely everything. Do you get to enjoy this, or are you kind of really fired up and nervous and thinking about the racing ahead?
No, I'm enjoying it. In the past years, I've been all fired up and focused on racing. But I don't know, maybe it's a thing getting older or something. And it's cool because luckily at this point in my career, I've established myself. People know I'm well capable of winning races and winning championships, and we've done so and do so to where now with our development programs and development drivers, it's allowing me to take a step back and enjoy it a little bit more. I have more help, more crew, more staff that allows me to start enjoying this stuff more. So it's pretty cool. I'm really having fun at this point in my career and looking forward to doing this for many years to come.
Taking it in a little bit more.
Absolutely.
Yeah, as you should. So, well, thanks for taking the time, man.
Thank
we wish
you.
you the best
Appreciate
of luck
it.
here this weekend.
Thank you guys for having me.
Exciting driver. Keep your eyes on Ryan Beat, number 51. Always a solid player. Is already qualified number 1. By the way, what's he in version 2?
Nah, I pulled an 8.
Oh, an 8. My goodness, dude. You're going to get somebody else to pull that pill.
I know. I messed up. So it's all good. I think we got the speed, and looking down through the time charts, and actually I'm 8th in points right now, unfortunately, because our season hasn't been the greatest. But where I start tomorrow is where I did all my practice starts in the same lane yesterday. So call it luck, call it whatever. I know exactly the lane that I got to be in and how to time the jumps on the front straight away, getting into turn 1. So it's all good.
Wish you the best of luck, my
Thank
friend.
you.
All right, buddy.
See you guys.
Ryan Beat, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, welcome to the Labor Day parade here as well. Is that Mr. Kyle LeDuc over there? Hey, man, you're up here next. Come on. We got to talk to you. It is pretty cool, as you said before, just glancing out over the landscape here and the people that you see. Of course, Kyle LeDuc over there waving. I'm sure Kurt LeDuc is standing close by. We'd like to get him up here as well, Hall of Famer. But sitting down beside us now is one of the young guns that has been working his way up through the ranks and has done a great job. Christopher Polvorny, thanks for coming up, brother.
Thanks for having me. This is really cool. This is cool to see. Great view, man. That's the best view in the house.
Isn't it awesome? One of the guys that has a perfect season in Pro Light. How about that?
Yeah, 2019 was our year. now just trying to do it again, but it hasn't been successful.
Yeah, that was a special season for you. And just with the conversation that we had briefly a little bit before, you're really having a great time out in the desert now, 6100 class.
Yep, loving the 6100 down in Mexico and Baja. Just learning a ton. It's a whole nother battle, and it's been really exciting, and very fortunate to get to go play with the big boys in the Baja.
Anything from Pro Light and short course that you could adapt to the desert?
Oh, so much. The car control and stuff. In the desert, you're doing hundreds and thousands, or probably thousands of turns. So being able to take what I've learned in the Pro Light and, just picking off a quarter of a second or a tenth of a second in every one of those corners, it just adds up. And it's been really exciting to hop in the truck and just see what, us short course guys can do in the desert. Obviously, a lot of different things, but the speed is there.
Does the aggression from short course help you there or hurt you there in the desert?
Both. It probably hurts me more than anything. That's the biggest thing. I've been really battling the mental game in the desert because here 120%. As soon as that green flag drops, it's kill mode and survival of the fittest. And there, it's you drop the green flag, it's like, see you guys in 12 hours. And if you go on kill mode, it just doesn't work. So that's a huge mental battle for me. I have to go out and just be like, okay, deep breath. And usually by mile 30, 50, I'm usually in a groove and just start picking off miles. And next thing you know, you're like, oh, that was 500 miles. That was pretty fun.
Yeah, I chatted with Cameron Steele, actually a number of the guys out there in the desert, and they said, typically an 85% effort will get you to the other end, and if you figure out where you're at on time, if you need to get after it towards the end, you do, but you've got to take care of that equipment.
No, definitely. I mean, the endurance part is huge, and the class is so close together. It's Spec TT. If you get one flat tire, a lot of times that's a second place finish instantly. So just being able to get the truck to the finish, and then usually around like when 100 miles to go, they're giving me split times, and it's either then it's short course mode, kill mode, and or okay, just keep cruising and doing what you're doing and get to the finish.
Yeah, that 6100 class is so competitive these days. I mean, I personally think it's actually probably harder to win 6100 than it is to actually win the TT, but I'll probably get shot down for saying that. But here we are.
Hey, I'm on your team. No, you didn't. No, but yeah,
There's a lot of instances where that is the case. Just because it's the most expensive and prestigious class doesn't necessarily mean it's a tough one.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, the thing with 6100, I mean, the growth of it in the last few years has just been remarkable with the underdrives coming in, the tyre changes, and all of these different bits and pieces, and really making it very, very competitive. But let's talk about Crandon. Let's talk about what we're doing here right now. So how do you get on in qualifying?
Qualifying top 5, fifth wasn't what I wanted, but we have the speed. It was a simple mistake by me, but the truck feels so good. My Ford Ranger is so much fun, and I'm just excited to be back here in Crandon. It just like when you line up that start line, even for qualifying, the chills are running down your arms, and you're just like, this is epic.
Yeah, that's the body's way of saying it's time to get ready, dude.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely. Now, I'm expecting you're out here with your family and your crew and everybody like that. Anyone you want to say thank you to? Oh,
my whole family, and then everyone who gets me here. Optima Batteries, Ford Performance, Steal It. There's so many people behind these teams that no one sees, and it just makes me feel super special to have so many people to share it with and just enjoy it out here in the big house.
Well, fantastic. It's been fantastic to have you up on stage. We're going to let you get back down there and enjoy this wonderful parade here at the 53rd Crandon World Championships. We're going to pop out for a short commercial break, and we'll be back with you very soon.
Thanks, buddy.
Thank you.
Make way for the first ever Chevy Silverado CR2. With Multimatic shocks, rugged 33-inch tires, and front and rear electronic locking differentials.
Dude, this is awesome, but we should get back to work. This good? Perfect.
If you're going to work remote, work remote. Find new workspaces, find new roads. Chevrolet.
Chayak Eja Danak Mugzuk Meow. The place for everybody, please.
The Forest County Potawatomi presents a new 120,000 square foot community center in Crandon. A place for everyone to play, exercise, and have fun at an affordable price. Come in and experience the culture and endless opportunities available at the Forest County Potawatomi Community Center. For more information, please visit community.fcpotawatomi.com.
Our journey at Continental has taken us down many roads. And when we first started, they weren't even paved. For more than 150 years, we've worked hard to earn your trust. From the trail to the racetrack and beyond. The Continental mark in all its forms stands for confidence. Confidence you trust. Continental Tire.
When leading the pack, visibility is important. Perfect for any off-road application, the all-new rigid chase bar adds safety and functionality to any vehicle, combining running, brake, reverse, and turn signals into a 28-inch compact design. Choose from 25 pre-programmed effects with over 300,000 possible combinations. Built-in effects include strobe, scroll, and flash, fully customizable to any vehicle trigger. The rigid chase bar is the industry's most advanced rear-facing light, providing off-road enthusiasts one more way to own the night.
Storms can cause outages even for days. Food can spoil, sump pumps, furnaces, and air conditioners stop working. Be prepared with a portable generator like this one from Champion. This dual fuel generator runs on gasoline or propane, a great option when gas stations aren't available. Protect your family from carbon monoxide poisoning and always run your generator outdoors, far away from windows and doors.
Once again, we welcome everybody here to this beautiful Labor Day parade. Downtown Crandon, of course, the highlight of the weekend will be out at Crandon International Raceway to watch the best go at it around that historic course. We look forward to another class that kind of made its debut here 1 year ago. That was the Class 11 race, and absolutely everybody loved it. We have a video for you to watch here.
Always wanted to come here. The team never quite made it here, so I never made it here either. Now, Class 11's got invited to come race. A lot of people are hooting and hollering about this class, and they were thoroughly surprised on how much fun and how much bashing we did out there. That being said, we're here to race Class 11 stock bugs.
It's no holds bar. Like, don't let these cars fool you. Like, they are cutthroat and it's rad. I mean, they're not afraid to bang bars. Yeah, it's wild. These things are wrecked, you know, at the end of the weekend.
Oh, it's excellent. This is something else, being out here in Crandon with all the fans and just being able to have the opportunity to race in front of them. It's great.
And Blake Wilkie has joined us here on the stage after we have a look at those, of course. And you guys were out here a year ago, and we were all kind of watching, and then everybody fell in love with those cars in that race, man. It was so much fun. The crowd's cheering everybody on. Talk to us about being inside of one of those things and how you get one to go around the track, stay alive.
I mean, they are very limited cars, so everyone's super evenly matched with the rules and regulations of the Class 11. We all have steel cabs, steel fenders, still stock brakes, you know, beams, arms, you name it. They're very much stock, but there are little tricks to them to make them to where you can sky the jumps out. We all respect each other. We try not to bump just because when you put those dents in them, you don't get them back out, you know. So we don't have the fiberglass bodies and all that, but usually your right foot never leaves the floor.
It looks like an absolute blast for sure.
It is, and it's a budget class. Shout out to all the sponsors that got us here because a majority of these cars are all from Southern California. So Ryan Rodriguez actually had a hauler that hauled 12 cars out here.
Oh, that's awesome.
From SoCal. So that thing going down the road, seeing the recognition of each state, people tagging us in videos was just like, heck yeah. And it's cool to watch them follow the journey and the racing here in Crandon and bring it to Crandon and be back a second year. I heard that we got 3 more years after this to come back, so you best believe we'll be here.
Absolutely. Now, Class 11 is one of the OG classes. It's one of the original desert classes, and I think everybody can associate to it. We all grew up watching Herbie. We all grew up with VW Beetles on the driveway, and aunt and uncle had one, you know. So when you see them out on the track, it's like, hey, I know with these cars, I think that does make a massive difference, and people really do get involved in it. And I really can't wait to see this weekend. I mean, it's going to be absolutely awesome. And you say we've got a ripping field. And what I really like, we were just chatting about it earlier, is we've got manufacturers really getting behind this class. We've got Raceline wheels, for example. They're actually now creating a whole new alloy wheel that looks like the original steel wheels so that you boys can go faster. And when I say that, that's because the original steel wheels, you're pushing so hard now that you're buckling these into the turns, aren't you?
Yeah, and they're getting harder to find, and the German wheels were the strongest wheels. So now trying to source and find those wheels has become a challenge. So seeing them step up is pretty rad, and I hope other manufacturers do to just keep it alive.
Absolutely, yeah. No, it's one of my favorite places. I was walking past your pits the other night, took a really nice picture, sent that, put that on Instagram, and instantly it's like, boom, just love everywhere. So it's so cool. So come on, tell me, what do you think of this? This is my first time at Crandon. This is mind-blowing. What do you think?
I would say there's at least a third more racers and people here. Seeing how long the street is filled with race cars is just like, wow. And last year was my first year, and I had that same scope of thing. And to see it grow above and beyond that is it's awesome, man. It shows that the sport's thriving. Seeing this new live broadcast stuff like come into play, it's what this sport needs, and it's just so exciting and such a fun, active way of motorsports versus the traditional stuff that's ruled television and live stream stuff. I think it's going to keep on the up.
Absolutely, and but we can only do it with the racers. So it's you guys that we need here with your fantastic car so that we can take it and show it to the world. So Blake, Wilkie, thank you very much. Good luck out there on track.
Yes.
And we look forward to seeing those Class 11s really kicking it.
Oh, yeah, thank you.
Now, Ken, this has just been fantastic so far. I mean, we've only been up here less than an hour already, and we've already interviewed some real.
Yeah, we have some absolute talent. There's no question about that. And speaking of interviewing people, how about one Mr. Jason Flannery coming up here? Very instrumental in everything that we'll see here this weekend. By the way, we want to thank our sponsors as well as he gets set up here. Lucas Oil Products, a massive partner here, along with Forest County Potawatomi, Polaris, of course, MAV TV, as they put together some programming for MAV, Fox, Yokohama, Vision Wheels, Steal It, Ponzi. It's great to have all of these partners come together for a common cause, and Jason Flannery steps in here. You've been a big part of that. You've seen this come together, and it continues to grow. Hats off to you, man. Congratulations on everything that you guys have accomplished here.
We've worked really hard, our whole lives to get to this point. My dad's 50-some-odd years in this thing, and some changes took place when we purchased, my father purchased a track this spring from the old board, and a great bunch of individuals there. We had a really nice ceremony up at the pavilion last night. Hall of Fame stuff went on. I don't know if you guys have talked about that at all today, the Hall of Fame.
I mentioned it, but it is absolutely worth mentioning again, and you're a key there.
Our old board of directors decided to donate $30,000 last night to the Off-Road Hall of Fame, and part of that is for an annex for us to turn our barn into an off-road museum for the Midwest off-road racers, to give these guys the recognition that they deserve. Some of them won't get in the Hall of Fame out in Vegas, but they're going to get in this one. And again, you look at this crowd, you look down this main street. The cars today, the race cars today, are all the way down to the Crystal Oil gas station. You can't even get gas today in Crandon for 2 hours. It's blocked right off down there. But this is amazing, these people, and how they come to this event, and it just makes it what it is.
Yeah, it's really incredible. As you mentioned before, it's given the short course off-road racers finally a lane inside of that Off-Road Motorsports Hall of Fame, and it's been so difficult to do. Of course, they take very good care of their desert peeps out there, but we needed a lane of our own, and there's no better place in the world than to have it housed at Crandon. It's the big house. It is the home of short course off-road racing.
And that's what we want to keep it going that way. We want to be known as that. And we got some other great races in our series, and the Champ Off-Road people are doing a great job turning the corner, and we're all headed in the right direction. It's just a lot of work. We spent a lot of time and money in our facilities since June. We got a brand new tech building up there that was dirt July 1, and we turned the key on it and opened the doors yesterday. My father spent endless hours on the new Ultra area back there for viewing and watching, and we're trying to improve everything here, trying to spend our money wisely and make this the best event with the best facilities, the best people, the best drivers in the country.
As we talk about the museum coming to life, can you give us a time frame on when that will be up and running?
It's probably going to be a 2 or 3 year project for us. We're going to add on to our pavilion on the hill. That pavilion is going to get added onto probably another 60, 80 feet. We're going to go 2 stories with that thing. We're going to have some more VIP boxes above that pavilion now on the one end. We're going to have our kitchen be moved over there. So our kitchen now will be a multimedia room over there. And it's going to take a little time, but we're going to do it Crandon style. We're going to do it right. We're going to think this thing out. We're going to get the best money for our dollar, and we're going to make sure we make it the best for our fans.
You guys put together a heck of a rock garden for Jim and his boys over here as well.
Yeah, we've got to say, I mean, obviously we're representing the Ultra 4 guys, and when we went out the back there yesterday, it was like, wow, this is incredible. I mean, the diesel and the man hours that have been used out there to create that's no easy task, moving that many thousands of tons of rocks.
You know, and that's all homegrown Wisconsin rocks there. Some of them were 10 feet down. We dug them up. My dad's a rock hound. He picks them up, he stores them, and all of a sudden it's time to plant them. And there you go. You guys got them planted over there.
It looks like you've been growing them, never mind planting them, that's for sure. I'll tell you what was really cool last night. We were at the thing. It was Kurt LeDuc offering up his trophy that he won back here in the early 80s. I mean, what a wonderful piece of history to be able to put straight into that museum.
You know, Kurt LeDuc, that LeDuc family, they're great people. They're great representatives of the off-road community. And Kurt's meant a lot to us here. He's helped us a lot. He helped put us on the map. You know, just having quality people like that, they're out there, and they're here.
Yep.
Our people are here. This is what Americana is right here. This is blue-collar people enjoying things, good people, help your neighbor. You know, that's what we're all about. And you know,
that's the one thing about off-road racing. I've been lucky enough to race around the world, and wherever you go off-road, there's always great people. That's just a fact, and it's so cool to come here for the first time and to meet your people. I'm loving this.
And you know what? You're welcome back. Our door's always open. You know, and Tuesday to be a little quieter around here. You'll be able to get around But right now is our time.
Absolutely. Well, Jason, thank you very much for coming up on stage. Thank you so much for your hard work, your family's hard work, and just for giving us what is the Crandon World Championships. It's absolutely very special.
And I just want to give one more shout out to all our volunteers. We got 300 or 350 or 400 volunteers from this community.
Wow.
And they're what keep this thing going. We couldn't do it without them, and we sat down with them in the spring and told them, we don't plan on changing anything. We're just going to improve things, and we need your help. And they all looked at us and said, we're in it for the long haul. Whatever you guys want to do, we're here with you. And that's what makes this work, this small town right here, small town USA.
It takes a village.
It does.
Absolutely. Thank you, brother.
Thank you, guys.
Best of luck this weekend.
Thank you, Jason.
Jason Flannery, of course, his family so instrumental in making everything happen that we'll have here going on this weekend. And the list of dignitaries continues on here. How about a 7-time Pro 2 champ, 6 of those consecutively between 1999 and 2004. One of the inductees a night ago. We're talking about this guy, Mr. Scott Taylor. Welcome to the stage, my friend. Always great to see you, buddy.
Thank you, Ken. Glad to be here.
Jim Marson sitting alongside as well.
Good morning.
Good morning.
So
I'm getting my coffee here. I had a late night.
It's all good, and rightfully so, man. We had a chance to chat last night, of course, afterwards, and you were able to relay to me how emotional this entire moment is. And I keep trying to put into words how big a deal this is that short course now has a Hall of Fame. We never had that lane. And, and we've talked about it for 20 years. So to finally have that lane, see somebody like you get what you absolutely deserve is a very special moment.
Well, it is a neat deal for sure. You know, I've been saying and practicing my speeches, and it is finally settling in that I've earned it. But you know, back when I started and I was paid to go as fast as I could to the finish line, I had to be the first guy there. And whatever happened along the side happened. But I guess I touched a lot of people's lives, and actually a fan nominated me that I don't even know, and I'm hoping he's here, and I want to meet him and shake his hand. But you know, life goes on really, really fast when you're in the driver's seat, and I miss it. I miss the building, I miss my friends, but life moves on.
Yeah, you brought something up, and for the fans that are out there paying attention or listening in, they probably do not realize how difficult it is to be into the to be inducted into the Hall of Fame. You can be nominated. That doesn't mean you're going to get in. You have to present. You have to explain why you're worthy of being in that Hall of Fame.
Right.
And that's a tall task. It's not just winning races. You have to be a great ambassador for the sport. You have to bring other elements to the sport, and it's very, very important. And I think that's what you're bringing up, the fact that somebody nominated you that you don't even know speaks volumes of what you did to touch other people's lives.
Right, and like I said, I just did what I felt was right all those years, and doing what I did on the racetrack, I don't have much to regret. It was just a lot of fun. Life went by really, really fast.
Now, I've got to ask you a question, Scott. You're a racer through and through. Do you sit there watching these guys now in Pro 2 and in Pro 4, and do you think, I could still do that?
I could.
Yeah.
I could. I choose not to any longer. 67 years old. Look at Walker, how old he was when he was still racing. And I'm still in good shape. I don't feel 67 at all. I don't know what the hell it's supposed to feel like. And everything is good. I would love to. I didn't bring my helmet, but I would love to make some laps and just to see how it goes. Maybe one day I'll come up and maybe test with the Greaves or somebody and hop in and see how it goes. I mean, I've got a side-by-side, and we go riding a lot. And of course, I'm an avid snowmobiler, and I'm into flying and all this other stuff. But it doesn't mean as much as it did to me at one time, but I do miss inventing new parts because we built all our own shock absorbers and rear housings. We did everything in-house, so nobody knew what we were doing.
Yeah.
And but I think I could still put a pretty fast lap time.
Well, I think you could as well. As I say, once a racer, always a racer.
That's absolutely true.
So one of the things that they brought up last night was the historics. They're going to bring out some of the older trucks. They're going to create a lane for some of the older trucks. Do you still have some of that stuff? Do you still have that center seat truck?
No, that went out to California and got turned into a two-seater for giving sponsors rides. But, man, I wished I had some of my old stuff. Back in Riverside days, the single-seat truck or the single-seat cars and the two-seat tandem. And, I mean, all that stuff would have been fun to hang on to, but
like
where are you going to put
it? At the time, you're not thinking that way.
Again, you just don't think about it. You just keep going forward.
So you mentioned that you're into flying. If you wonder what Scott Taylor does here with his spare time these days, is he puts together some really cool airplanes, and that's really consumed your life, much like racing did.
Yeah. We're restoring an old a UPF-7, a Waco open cockpit airplane. Normally takes like 7 years to do it, and I'm almost done, and I've been on it for 2 years. So I still work like a maniac, but we're getting close to flying it. We'll be flying it yet this fall.
Fantastic. Well, Scott, we're going to say thank you very much. Enjoy
thank you
yourself.
for having me.
Thank you so much. Enjoy yourself at the 53rd Crandon World Championships. I'm sure we'll see you about the place through the weekend, and we'll talk again.
You bet.
As this day, I mean, isn't this just amazing?
It is.
Incredible.
I'm overwhelmed, and I'm also very proud to be here.
Fantastic. Well, we're going to cut you loose, let you go out there and enjoy yourself, and we will catch up with you later in the weekend.
Thanks for having me, you guys.
An absolute pleasure,
Ken, it's always a pleasure.
Hall of Famer.
Yeah, Hall of Famer.
There you go, baby.
All right, we'll see you guys.
Awesome. Speaking of Hall of Famers, there's no shortage of them. Oh, looks like we're going to get another one up here. This is why we love coming to Crandon. This Labor Day parade is just littered with the absolute best of the best. Legends are out here cruising around. They look like normal people whenever you take a look at a guy like this, but they are anything but. How they dig hard, what they do is certainly something special. Mr. Kurt Leduc has joined us on the stage. It looks like the kid. The kid is going to sit alongside. I can call him the kid again because he's your kid. He is far from a kid, of course, so accomplished, but your son sitting alongside Kyle Leduc as well. Congrats, and thanks for coming up, guys.
No, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Good seeing you, Ken. How you doing?
I'm doing great, man. I mean, we're at Crandon. It's Labor Day weekend. This fall Crandon, it doesn't get any better, and you guys have been here all along the way. Kurt, you've certainly seen this picture before. Have you ever seen anything like this?
The crowd is amazing. The race cars are 3 blocks that way. I had to take Kyle in the back way to get him here. I got here at 6 in the morning, and easy ups were going up. And, you know, it's just exciting to be Labor Day weekend back and watch my race. It's just life doesn't get any better.
It is a special time for sure, and I know, Kyle, you watch your father come up through the ranks. He's won the big cup race out here. You wanted a shot at it, cut your teeth in pro light, did a great job there, worked yourself up the ladder, and dude, you and CJ are at the top of the heap putting on shows for people that they'll never, ever forget.
Yeah, I mean, you call me Kyle the Kid, but I've literally been on the street for decades. It's a cool place to go because the fans here, they care. They don't have to be here to see this. They want to be here. They want to be camping. They want to be here for 7 days. Some guys are here longer than we are. And that's the people that we appreciate and that we dedicate working our tails off to come here and do. And like you said, yeah, me and CJ are shredding. There's some other guys. Henderson was fast yesterday. And all these Pro 4s are going to a level that they're stupid. I mean, the speed and the technology and what we have for a race car, versus what he was running back in the day. We call it back in the day, but back in the day, those were the beasts. Those were the hot rods sitting right here in the street. So someday these will be ancient trucks sitting on the wall in the barn too. So it's just, today's the day that we need to put what we have on the parade floor and on the track this weekend to try to bring home a big cup win.
I love the designation that you brought out last night. You brought one of those trophies out last night as we were doing the Hall of Fame ceremony, and it said front engine and rear engine. I was like, oh, so that's what they called it back then. Pretty amazing.
It was the overall front engine, and they had an overall rear engine, and it's out here. It'll be on display at the Hall of Fame barn, but it's 6'6". It was built for Jack Flannery. I know it was, and I was lucky enough to take it home and take care of it in California for a lot of years, and 38 years.
Well, in fact, I've got to butt in there because you said you had 2 of these trophies, but Carl know what happened to the second one. So, Carl, what did happen to the second one?
I'm assuming we probably destroyed it or turned it into some sort of toy.
It might have become a part.
Yeah.
Somebody said, what happened to it? I said, I don't know. I was too busy trying to go win the next one.
So, fantastic.
It just disappeared over time. But the fact, I brought it to Crandon not knowing, but I knew it belonged back here, and I hope some of the other drivers do. Some of the heritage vehicles that are going to come out for this museum. Like, I hope people bring back that paraphernalia, all the pictures. I tell people trophies are just to remind your grandkids when they're taking them to the dump that you were somebody special. But at a place like Crandon, the fans understand what that meant and what it took to win it back in the days, just as like it takes to win it today.
I've got to ask you, Kurt, as you take a look at the trucks that your son is competing in now compared to the truck that you were in, are you amazed at how far they've come?
I expected it to come this far. And it's competition that built this racetrack. The rivalries built this racetrack. Guys like Stoney out here build transmissions that there aren't any in the field in the Pro 4s anymore. Or it just evolved, and that's what built the sport. The evolution from the beginning to the end, it's just amazing, and I'm lucky to be here to watch my grandson Reed run with the Skyjacker branding. I brought Skyjacker to this track. They fell in love with the people. It's just, the history is what makes it special, and these fans get the history.
Kyle, I've got to ask you as well. Marty Fiocca brought it up earlier. They used to talk about the heydays. These are the heydays now. Take a look at this. 400-plus race teams here. You guys doing what you do. Everything back underneath one banner again. The best of the best going at it. Can you take it in that way?
Of course. You got to live in the moment. That's the hard part, is to just sit back and realize what we're doing and how we're doing it. And Jason from Hyra Photo sent me a picture the other day of maybe 2002 or 3 of our pit here at Crandon, and my truck's not even under the awning. It's over in the back, my Pro Light, and you realize that was 20 years ago, and it's scary to think about, but at the same time, it's cool to think that we're still here doing it. I'm making a living doing it, raising the family, just similar style that he did, and there's guys out here that are doing it for fun, but there's a lot of us doing it out here for the diehard stickers, the sponsors. Every decal on that truck is helping put food on the table, so it's important, and we probably spend way too much money doing this. But, you talk about the evolution, and that's something I literally sit there and think about all the time is, what is going to be fast in 10 years? Can I bring it and create it now? And then that's just going to evolve the sport even faster. So
I've got to ask you, Carl, speaking about evolution and things, it's been fantastic to watch you racing in Extreme E and the electric class of cars. Can we see short course going electric at some time?
I think that thing would be a beast with 2 motors front and back, and a lot of power. I think it would be insane. I don't know if these fans would love silent turn 1, but they're fast. They're stupid fast. It is going to happen. I think it is something that should happen. I think the karts like my son races, I think that'd be a great way to introduce some electric racing down to the next gen to just get it started, get it on the track. But I'm open to put an electric power plant in some sort of a hot rod and go around this track, and it'd be pretty gnarly. It would be quiet, silent, but it would be intense.
I love the fact that you can get that CG so low in those vehicles. I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if you came out with one that made the steam that you guys make, that it didn't go quicker.
Yeah, I mean, it eliminates a ton of parts. The Extreme E car, there's no gearbox, there's no radiators, there's no cooling. Like, it eliminates a lot of parts, but you've also got to know electronics, and that's a little beyond me right now. So yeah, we're just going day by day, race by race, trying to make them faster. All these Pro 4s have gotten wicked fast over the past couple of years. So I'd like to say, me and Trad nerd out and sit there in the shop every once in a while and just try to come up with something stupid that's going to make us faster. And sometimes it works, and sometimes it bites us. But
I want to congratulate you on the turnaround from a year ago. You guys struggled towards the end of the year last year. I know things haven't gone your way. You really have just had some bad luck things happen to you at the wrong time to really be in the thick of it here for the championship coming into this final weekend. But there's absolutely no doubt that truck is fast enough to win every time you go on the track. It was a big turnaround. Congrats on the hard work.
Appreciate it, man. Yeah, me and Trad work our tails off. I mean, he does 80% of it in the shop back in Cali. So hats off to him and all of our team that come out and the families. And obviously it's cool to see my dad here, my brother's here hanging out, and we're just trying to soak it up, man. Live Crandon to the fullest.
8-time champion, dude.
I'm down for that. I'm working on it.
Yeah.
Well, 8-time champion, 7-time Pro 4. So
yeah,
I got to.
That's exactly right.
Yeah, I got to quit losing these championships and start winning some races. So I'll work on it.
I just want to say to the people that are here, so many people came up to me today. It's their first time to Crandon, whether it's race teams, whether it's fans from California, fans from Florida. People are saying, it's my first time. And so they're going to experience Crandon. And
Guilty.
Guilty. You know.
It's a special. I mean, there's no explaining it to anybody. You have to be here. You have to be part of what's going on. And then to go out in there and watch the cap off, the payoff, if you will, is to watch you guys come sailing through turn 1 and do what you do. It's the most exciting turn in all of motorsports. I say it to this day.
The other sick, super awesome part about this race weekend is that the track is hot all day long. There are sportsmen, there's buggies, my son's racing, there's trucks, there's rock crawlers. Like, this track is used up by the end of it. So I think that's cool that you guys don't just come here to watch a Saturday night race and go home. You literally could be in the hillside all day long, getting sunburn and hanging out with the family all day long, watching racing all day. So hats off to everybody that's here racing, and it's going to be a good weekend.
It's the 53rd running here at Crandon. Hope everybody's having a great time. 2 absolute legends sitting up here at the desk. Of course, father and son, Kyle and Kurt Leduc. Thanks a lot, gentlemen, and best of luck this weekend.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
We're going to take a quick commercial break, and we'll be right back on the other side.
Make way for the first ever Chevy Silverado CR2. With Multimatic shocks, rugged 33-inch tires, and front and rear electronic locking differentials.
Dude, this is awesome, but we should get back to work.
This good? Perfect. If you're going to work remote, work remote. Find new workspaces. Find new roads. Chevrolet.
Do you feel like getting away? Make your escape to Potawatomi Carter Casino and Hotel. We are keeping Carter safe and will make you feel at home, like part of the family. We have the latest in casino gaming with a variety of slots, table games, and bingo. There is something for everyone. Treat yourself to a stay in our hotel and enjoy delicious options at the Flames Restaurant. Relax, unwind, and escape to Potawatomi Carter Casino and Hotel on Highway 32 in Carter, Wisconsin.
Steel-It polyurethane coating has become the choice of leading off-road builders and race teams who recognize the coating's superior performance, protecting suspensions, chassis, and other metal parts that require a proven durable shield against corrosion. Steel-It's weldability is a signature benefit that saves racing teams hours of repair time. Steal It provides remarkable performance, making it easier to get back out onto the race course. Use Steal It to protect your investment.
Our journey at Continental has taken us down many roads. And when we first started, they weren't even paved. We know trust isn't given, it's earned. And for more than 150 years, we've worked hard to earn your trust. 150 years of perfecting how tires are made, continuing to both raise the bar while setting the industry standard. From the trail to the racetrack, from off the beaten path to the highways and beyond. The Continental mark in all its forms stands for confidence. Confidence 150 years in the making. Confidence you trust. Continental Tire.
Champion Power Equipment provides the power that makes your life easier for home, work, or play. Portable generators and inverters, home standby generators, winches, log splitters, water pumps, pressure washers, and other outdoor power equipment. Whether you need a reliable source of power, an extra hand, something to get you out of a jam in a moment's notice, or just the right tool to get the job done, the Champion Power Equipment family of products provide power, dependability, and peace of mind.
Okay, and welcome back to the 53rd Crandon World Championships. I'm joined on stage by Ken Stout. Ken, how are we doing today?
Absolutely awesome. I mean, take a look at the scenery here right in front of us. And, of course, all the legendary people out here walking around. Race cars from one end of town to the other. Does it get any better than that? The weather couldn't be any better. It's Labor Day weekend. Everybody's out here to enjoy a nice 4-day holiday weekend before we dig back into fall. And Mickey Thomas is sitting alongside. I mean, it's awesome.
I was going to say, it don't get much better. Now, Mickey, it's great to see you up here on stage. Tell us what you're doing.
Yeah, just out here having a great time. You know, every year we get to come out, do this parade at the Fall Crandon event, and just an absolute blast. Love coming out here. You know, it's the only time throughout the whole season we get a day off during a race weekend. So my whole crew, family, they get the chance to kind of have a good time, chill out for a day, and get ready for the chaos that's going to ensue this weekend.
Fantastic.
We lost Jim. The microphone went down. Are you there, buddy? Well, I'll pick it up while he figured it out. He's got a backup headset.
Are we go back up?
There you go.
We're going back up again. Okay, right. Now, this is my first time at Crandon, so you're going to have to excuse me. Tell me, and these ladies and gentlemen out there, what you're racing.
Yeah, so I race a Pro 2 truck. Returning champion from last year. We won the Pro 2 World Championship last year.
Congratulations.
So, thank you. Yeah, so we have a really fast truck here. Really good qualifier yesterday for us with P3. So feeling really good. Love this track. We spent a lot of time here testing. This is a big one. We all want to win this one. So really looking forward to kind of what we can do this weekend.
So if I'd said to you yesterday, you're going out for qualifying, where do you want to be in qualifying? Because I know sometimes there's a bit of tactics in here. Not everybody wants to be P1. Not everyone wants that, wants that shot. So where would you want to be? Is P3 where you want?
Yeah, I'm kind of on the tail end of the points hunt. There's quite a decent gap between me and first, but there's still a chance. So when you qualify first, you get 2 extra points. So that was kind of important for me. Unfortunately, didn't get those, and we ended up getting a 8 inversion for our class. So I'll be starting 6th place. But with the inversion in there, it's kind of tricky deciding where you want to end up in qualifying, because you can qualify first, pull a 10, and start 10th, and that's really hard to come back from in a class as good as the Pro 2 fields.
So when you're heading down into that first turn, what are you thinking? Are you looking at those cars in front of you, or do you have a plan before you get there?
Yeah, hopefully you get out in front of everybody. Turn 1, coming from the land rush, it's wide open. You just kind of throw it in there and hope for the best, to be honest. And, hopefully you come out in front of everybody, pull a whole shot. Pulling a whole shot at Crandon's really important because it's tough to pass here. So if you can get out front early, it's tough to come around.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, we're looking forward, and obviously Pro 2 is one of the top classes here. And, have you got a chance at the World Championship, do you reckon, on Sunday?
Yeah, absolutely. The spring Crandon, we had a little rain during our event, which definitely gave the advantage to the Pro 4s. But the Pro 2s have had really good
This dry
speed.
weather, that plays right into your hands, doesn't it?
Exactly, yeah. It's beautiful weather all weekend. We have a really good shot. We'll see how they gap us, but I think we have a really good shot of winning the Cup this year for sure in a Pro 2.
Fantastic.
You talked about your success inside of that Pro 2. We have to go back to the UTVs, your success there. Stepped into Pro Light, success there. All of that was building blocks, if you will, to get up inside of the Pro 2, and you certainly have not stumbled. You've been very successful there, and much like Kyle, I think would be in the thick of this championship for sure, had it not been for a couple of bad luck moments.
Yeah, we've kind of had a weird season. My goal this year was to win more races than anybody else, and we've done that. But unfortunately, my lows have been very low. And those bad races have really, really hurt my points, my points race. But we're still not out of it. I'm sitting third with I think around a 20-point gap to first, which actually was the lead that Jarrett had going into last year.
For Keegan, right?
He lost that. So,
it can change quickly.
It can change. It absolutely can happen. Anything can happen. But I'm going to go out there. I feel like I have the least amount of pressure on my shoulders in the championship hunt. So I get the advantage of just kind of going out there, having fun, going for another win, and hopefully, it all pans out.
You know the plan, right? Loose and free. We're just going to go win this thing. I have nothing else to lose.
Exactly.
We go back and take a look at your program, too. You guys made a big change a couple of years ago at home and built a specified race shop so that you could chase this dream. It has to have paid huge dividends at this point.
Yeah, totally. We went and built a brand new race shop in Georgia. All in-house everything, built an awesome team. I have the best crew in the industry, I think. And it's paid dividends just throughout my whole career. Every year I feel like we've gotten better and better every year. That's all I ever want to do. We've managed to do that and just couldn't be happier with what we've built, in the off-road industry.
We appreciate you coming out here, dude. You're a pleasure to watch, man. You're a madman when you're out there, extremely fast, and as is the rest of that category, and you guys put on quite a show. Thanks for what you do.
Yep, thanks for having me.
Thank you, Mickey. Now, Ken, I'm looking out here, and these crowds are not getting any thinner. If anything, these crowds are getting busier.
They're waking up. They've had their coffee, man. They're ready to go. Billy Schleber standing out here, one of the premier engine builders out here in short course, and of course his lovely wife as well. Great to have him out here, Wisconsin family. And Ricky G is going to join us up here on the stage. Speaking of young guns with a ton of talent, Ricky Gutierrez. Everybody typically calls him Ricky G. Easier than to say that last name. Welcome to the stage, my friend.
Thank you.
Good morning.
We've been watching you pick your way up through the ranks here in short course off-road. Grabbed a win in Pro 2. I believe became the youngest Pro 2 winner in history. So congrats on that.
I believe so. I didn't even know. Maybe, yeah. I guess so. I'm the youngest driver. Oh, but no, so far we picked off a win at that first round, and it was really good. It was a really good confidence boost for the team.
Oh, did you grab a win last year on the West Coast as well in the Regional Gas Series?
Yeah. So we've been pretty much almost dominating back there at the Great American Short Course Series, but we really knew we had our work cut out coming out here. The Pro 2 field out here is just so competitive. You have guys like Mickey, Keegan, Jarrett, all these champions, and we really had our work put out for us.
Talk about the people that are working on the truck. They are second to none.
Yeah. Oh man, my crew. They're just all around just a badass crew. They've been working their butts off all year round. This is a business, so they're always in the shop almost every day, trying to find more speed on this chassis, trying to lighten it up. I have guys like Charlie Schlevy, really familiar name in the short course industry. He's just been unreal. Talk about work ethic. That guy's got it.
Yeah, he's been with the biggest names in short course off-road racing. And championship after championship.
Yes. He's worked with many big-name guys, Bryce Menzies, Ricky Johnson, Jimmy Johnson, Jack Flannery. Just his name just reigns here in Crandon.
Talk to when we talk about Pro 2 and all of these, talk about the differences between the Pro 2s. I mean, obviously you have to have a stock frame and a chassis, but you're allowed to change your suspension heights and bits as well, but you've got to stick with the original mounting points. Is that correct?
Yes, yes. So, I mean, it's very...
I hate to suddenly jump a whole load of technical questions on you, but this is my first time.
He's a driver, man. He's a driver.
No, yeah, you know, we're very specific with the things we do on the suspension setup because you really got to have a good balance going out there. These trucks are two-wheel drive, so we're finding as much rear grip as we can possible. But, you know, yet again, we don't want the front end of the truck pushing out as well going into the corner. So it gets really technical when it comes down to it. But my crew chief, Charlie Sleevey, he's really good at those kinds of things.
Yeah, now we were talking about it earlier, this weather, I mean, just look at it. It's absolutely gorgeous out there today. And we were just saying there to Mickey, does this mean that you guys have really got a shot at these Pro 4s on Sunday?
I think so. I think we can give them a run for their money. I mean, those Pro 4s can just come on the inside of those corners, though, and just, I mean, they got all four wheels spinning, so they can really get that drive out. But, I mean, as long as you get a good start, as long as you can start out in front and just run. Just keep running as fast as you can. Yeah, and hopefully they kind of run into some traffic and, you know, towards the back of the field, middle pack. But it's going to be a tough one. We have our work cut out for us. I mean, Kyle LeDuc and CJ and Johnny Greeps, these guys, they're no joke. I mean, they're putting as much time as we are. Yeah, legends, champions.
And they're champions for a reason, let's be honest.
Yep.
But we love the drama. We love the fact that the weather's playing into the hands of those Pro 2s, and we are going to see some fantastic racing, because that's why we come to Crandon.
It's going to be unreal. It's going to be unreal. This is the race of all races. This is the one that everyone wants to get their stuff ready and come out to.
Okay, so if people want to see you out on track, what livery are you running for this race?
I'll be in the orange and white G Brothers King Shocks Kenda Tires Pro 2. It's pretty out there. It's just orange and white. Yeah.
So there you go. That's what we're going to be looking out for. We're going to be looking out for this young man, Ricky G, out there on track. Now, Ken, this is just good, isn't it? It's just absolutely wonderful to be here.
I have one more question for you. As you've worked your way up through the ranks here in Pro 2, what's been the most difficult thing for you as a driver to get good at?
Definitely finding the comfortability in the truck. It took me 3 years to find my sweet spot in that truck and get fully comfortable in it. It took a lot of work, a lot of seat time. But, you know, we're here now, and it's about finding the right people, finding the right team, finding the right guys to work together, because that's what you really need to have a team. You got to have them all come together. Yep. You got to make sure they fit the vibes around the pit.
A great team is no accident. It takes time to build it.
It really does, yeah.
Yep.
That team chemistry is absolutely everything, and this young man has found it. We look forward to him and his success out here at Crandon. Ricky G.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks
for having us. We're excited to be here.
Good luck out there on course. Now the action still keeps on coming here as we're in downtown Crandon.
Yeah, we have a Crandon World Champion, Crandon Cup video, or it's a Crandon racing video.
That works for me.
Sit back and enjoy it. And once again, we welcome you back here to the 2022 Crandon World Championships, the 53rd running of the World Championship off-road races here, Labor Day weekend. This guy that we've been talking about here all day long, Mr. Marty Fiocca, has finally joined us on the stage. Surprised he actually has the time to come up here and sit down for a moment. I'm not going to say you're a one-man band because it takes a lot of people to make all of this happen, but you are definitely trying to corral the circus, if you will, and herd the cats.
Yeah, there's a saying, it's like it's my circus, it's my parade, I guess, or ours in terms of Crandon. But yeah, no, these our circus, our clowns, and I got them both. So it's been amazing, seeing you guys here and just having a beautiful. I go back to the weather. I always say this place is a field of dreams, but it isn't if it's cloudy and gray. But it looks like we're going to have great weather for 4 days. The racetrack looks beautiful. I mean, the crowd's beautiful. The race count's beautiful. We just built this thing over 4 or 5 hard years. It really started when we kind of decided we were going to keep Sunday for ourselves and actually build a literally like a Super Bowl Sunday for off-road racing. That was the whole premise. And thanks to Red Bull, they helped make it happen where we could not worry about points, come up with our own rules that kind of balance the performance like IMSA uses, where we're trying to make sure that all the best athletes need to be in one place for one weekend, for one day. That was the whole idea, and we'll see what goes on from there. And they've kind of built, and then adding Ultra 4. We knew that was going to be a big hit when we built the rocks back, which we did. And then last year we added Class 11 too. That was just, I like Volkswagen, so but so do a lot of people, right?
A lot of people do, yes.
Yeah, but they're all, you realize that what you're doing essentially is taking this amazing stadium, this amazing day, and expanding it to more than just a short course people. You're expanding to people who never thought they could get to Crandon. You ever think a Class 7 go race at Crandon? I didn't, and certainly the drivers didn't. But now they're mostly coming from all the way from California, Colorado. They're caravanning. We probably get more social media views on the pictures of the Volkswagens on the trailers than we do even when they're racing. So it's all working, though, and I think the public's understanding now that this is truly the best, biggest off-road race in the world, especially in terms of short course. And I don't think anybody's going to even argue that anymore. But now there's a weekend and certainly a race to win. You got to come here and win a world championship at Crandon. Doesn't matter if it's Ultra 4, Class 11. We've been calling it the Crandon World Championships for years. We've trademarked it too. So there's no doubt about that anyway. But really, when you have 2 series, it's not really what that is, right? You got to have all the best guys with the best equipment going at it. That's what a world championship race is. And now we have that. And I'm super proud of the team at Crandon. And, we've worked so hard all summer. I'm here all 3 months, away from California, away from my wife to get this done because that's what it needs. But now everybody who's come this weekend says, wow, we can see the difference. The racetrack looks like a golf course. It's everything about the signage. It's just all of it. It's great. It's a great day.
I first met you out in Vegas a few years ago at the Mint 400, and you said to me, Jim, you need to come to Crandon. I need to get you there. And I was like, okay, well, I've heard about this race, and here I am. And my word, you're not wrong. My mind is absolutely blown. What an incredible place. The track is just a mecca. It's just unbelievable. And then to come down to downtown Crandon and to see this, to see thousands of people, to see all the cars and everybody here, whether they be the racers, whether it be the support crew, whether it be just the fans themselves, it's an incredible event.
It is, and I'm excited even for today, right? The parade's great. We start racing in a couple hours, and we have 44 races in the next 3 days. 44. We had 71 on-track practices with the races, and we've had 35 hours of live streaming coming out of here, with 9 hours of network with MAV TV and CBS Sports. I mean, we're building. Thanks to you guys for being here and helping grow this up. We're going to have Cameron Steele here coming up on Sunday. I will see Sunday's World Cup Sunday. But even between tonight, it's not just a Class 11 race. Now we have the Rugged Radio Pro-Am race.
Yep.
So what that is the guys are going to run their Class 7 race. They're going to basically pull over in front of the grandstands. Then we got Pro 2 and Pro 4 guys who are literally going to get in and drive the Class 11s. Tomorrow night, tomorrow night, we built that new ridge area back there for the Ultra 4s. There were thousands of people there just the other night watching practice. So tomorrow night, under the lights, that whole Rage on the Rocks on Rigid Ridge. Ugh, that's a mouthful. Anyway, that's under the lights, Ultra 4 racing like it is at King of the Hammers. And, of course, all day Sunday, we've got all those big races, Pro 2, Pro 4 World Championships. Of course, it all ends with a Red Bull Cup race, Pro 2 versus Pro 4. Probably the most exciting race in all of motorsports, in my opinion. Watch that. And we got the best of the best going to go at it.
We have a couple of minutes left here before we take another commercial break, but I want to quickly talk about the announcement that was made last night. You were very instrumental in putting that together.
Yeah, it was like a 4-year thought process for me. Sometimes I have a lot more patience than brains, but it just was a situation where I felt we needed to build an annex for the Off-Road Motorsports Hall of Fame for short course, and it had to be a Crandon, which it did. And then luckily the board of directors got behind me. We kind of did that, and then announced the fact we're going to go historic car racing, which we haven't done. We haven't had historical short course racing, and there are hundreds of race cars in the weeds out there with owners that remember how great it was to drive them. Well, it may not be necessarily highly competitive racing, but it's gentleman's racing, and we're going to go start that next June at the 30th annual brush run races we have next June as well. So we're bringing the vintage stuff back too. So it all worked out really well. So I'm super excited about that.
Yeah, it's not an easy task to get that board behind something like that. You have to work diligently hard, and you have to really present it in a way that makes sense. I mean, it has to really represent itself and be worthy of it.
Yeah, and the idea now is that, okay, so now you come to Crandon in the town, you're going to go see the racetrack, but that museum will be open all summer. So it's almost a tourist attraction now, too. So people can come, they can look at it, race cars there, you can watch videos and just learn more about the racetrack, maybe do track walks, whatever we're going to allow them to do, and just kind of be more part of the race. It's just, all I'm doing is taking a page from Indianapolis and see how they are, the guys who understand history. It's real simple, so it's all good.
It's not simple. It's only simple if you understand it. Let's be true. But I love the fact that your growth is in all directions. Your growth is into the past. Your growth is into the future. We're seeing Ultra 4. There's now been here for, I think this is the 5th year and the 2nd year of points race, which is massively important. We've now seen 82 different vehicles. So that's a growth of over a third over last year, which is remarkable. The Class 11s, that's growing as well. And who knows, maybe we're going to start seeing some East Coast Class 11s starting to come across and into this. And I think
they're coming.
Yeah, it's going to happen for sure. And that's what makes this so exciting.
Well, we're committed to Ultra 4 in that series for the next 3 years. We're committed to the Class 7 guys for the next 3 years because to stabilize their base and say, okay, well, we know we're going to Crandon Labor Day, just like the short course guys do. There's no other place to be than Crandon on Labor Day. And, it's like in Indianapolis. Memorial Day Sunday, you've been there, Ken. You've been. You know what it is. It is the biggest, baddest thing. You don't want to be anywhere else. Well, we're working hard. If you're a race fan, you got to come to Crandon for Labor Day. That's the synonymous link.
One more thing I want you to take care of here because you're also very instrumental in that, and that's to take care of the sponsors that you brought on board here and the long-lasting relationships.
Boy, that's the thing I think I, as a promoter, take the most pride in. It's Red Bulls. Red Bulls signed for another few years here with us, and we were laughing about the fact that it'll take us through year 8 or 9. Well, the Red Bull stays for 3 to 5. So obviously we're doing something right. We have a hugely wonderful relation with them. Polaris is getting bigger all the time. Yokohama Tyre has been with us for a long time. The Forest County Potawatomi, and certainly on the newest front is Lucas Oil and Mav TV. I mean, they came on in a big way. You can see the signage of the racetrack, and Steel. We have a bunch of others, but they really, really are part of this. But it's not the in and out thing. I want long-term relationships that start small sometimes. Again, it's a patience thing. You got to grow it and have patience, and when the time is right, you move that chess piece over here, and all of a sudden a call falls into place. And it's a little bit of a, I don't know, I sit up at night or in the shower sometimes just thinking about how to move the chess pieces and make it work, but it seems to be working.
He's a part of all facets that go on out here at Crandon, as you can tell, from sponsorships to putting together Hall of Fame. He even used to be my partner in a pro light truck.
That's true.
Back in the day, we shared one together.
You were probably faster than me in that.
I don't know about that. I was on my lid out here. I know that.
Yeah, I'll take you on the desert. Probably better there, but it's all good.
Marty Fiocco, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take a quick break. We're about to start the parade.
Yeah, the parade's
as you can hear. Great stuff. We'll be right back.
Make way for the first ever Chevy Silverado CR2. With Multimatic shocks, rugged 33-inch tires, and front and rear electronic locking differentials.
Dude, this is awesome, but we should get back to work. This good? Perfect.
If you're going to work remote, work remote. Find new workspaces, find new roads. Chevrolet.
Our journey at Continental has taken us down many roads. And when we first started, they weren't even paved. For more than 150 years, we've worked hard to earn your trust. From the trail to the racetrack and beyond. The Continental mark in all its forms stands for confidence. Confidence you trust. Continental Tire.
Storms can cause outages even for days. Food can spoil, some pumps, furnaces, and air conditioners stop working. Be prepared with a portable generator like this one from Champion. This dual fuel generator runs on gasoline or propane, a great option when gas stations aren't available. Protect your family from carbon monoxide poisoning and always run your generator outdoors, far away from windows and doors.
Time as we're about to kick off the parade here. We saw the siren, or heard the siren, I should say, just a couple of moments ago. 53rd running of the Crandon World Championships out here in Crandon International Raceway right down the road. We are Main Street here in Crandon. Myself, Ken Stout, we would love to welcome you here. Of course, Jim Marston standing right alongside. It's been a great day so far, and it's only going to get better.
Oh, it's been absolutely incredible, isn't it? I mean, we've got all of these wonderful people out here, but not only that, we've got all of those legends that we've had up on stage. Kurt LeDuc, Carl LeDuc, of course, Scott Taylor, just to name a few. So many stories, as you say, 53 years. And you've got to remember, every single one of those turns, every single one of those races has so many memories and so many stories for so many people.
You're exactly right. It is so rich in history, and it's the biggest one of the year. Everybody recognizes that coming to Crandon here on Labor Day weekend, that's the one you want to win. If you can only win one race in your career, that's the one you want on the mantle.
Absolutely. And we're starting to hear V8 engines now firing up. I think this parade is going to be getting underway very soon.
I believe it's Johnny Holcher. They wanted to back his truck up just a little bit further to make some room for the floats. And as you might imagine, they get pretty creative out here.
Well,
all winter long, I mean, you're snowed in. Let's build a float.
I have no idea what to expect. I have no expectation. We will see. But I'm looking down there now, and the crowds are absolutely bursting at the seams on this roadway. Smiles aplenty as the sun beats down.
Yeah,
in Crandon town.
As you guys have talked about, I mean, expecting fabulous weather here over the course of the weekend. All of the racing, by the way, live streamed as well. So if you're not able to make it here, you'll be able to keep up with all of the action. They'll have some racing out there in the sportsman divisions here throughout today. And, of course, tomorrow will be the final championship points day for the Champ Off-Road Series. A couple of those championships very, very close, separated Pro Light and Pro 2, extremely close there with the top competitors. So we look forward to crowning champions. That will happen on Saturday. And then, of course, Sunday is Crandon Day, Crandon World Championship Day. We will have a full load of racing there as well, all to be capped off with the Cup race at the end of the day, the Pro 2s versus the Pro 4s, the big one that everybody wants to watch. And you never know how it's going to go, man. The Pro 2s have won it a number of times, so don't think they can't get it done.
Absolutely. Over 44 races over the next 3 days. That's quite astonishing, isn't it?
Right, and to take care of that track is nothing short of exceptional to make sure everybody has a good surface to be on.
Yeah, but these course workers, they want to be here. They want to make sure these drivers, they get to go out there and put their very best performance onto their track, and that gives them pride to do so.
Yeah, and you know, sometimes it doesn't always show well on TV. If you can stand out on that starting line and take a look down towards turn number 1 and see how uneven that track is and what they have to deal with to get down into that turn where they're exceeding 100 miles an hour, the Pro 2s, the Pro 4s, and then, of course, just fan out some 5, 6, 7, 8 wide, everybody with the foot on the mat hanging on for dear life, man. It is just the coolest thing I've ever seen.
Absolutely. But it's not just about all the short course vehicles. As you said earlier, we've got the Ultra 4 classes here. So we've got 4,500, 4,600, 4,800, 4,900, and then the big guns, the 4,400s. And we're seeing some of these guys. They're really turning it up this year. Paul Horschel is running 1,150 horsepower.
Oh, my goodness.
That's smoking, isn't it? But we got a lot of other guys who are pushing in the 800, 850 mark. Lauren Healy's going to be out there. He's going to be pushing hard. Shannon Campbell's got a new motor in his vehicle. I was chatting to him earlier. He's currently at the moment ripping the gearbox out of his vehicle to put a new torque converter in there. They're doing everything they can to find those little pieces of speed that can make the difference between winning and losing.
And the suspension technology in those vehicles, the tire technology in those vehicles has come so far. To watch them do what they do is nothing short of exceptional.
Yeah, if you see them on the rocks, these rocks are huge. These are not small rocks, and these rocks have also been really... I've got to put a massive shout out to the guys at Crandon and to the Flannery's family. For the rock gardens they put here, that is a tremendous amount of work, so thank you very much for the Ultra 4 guys. But yeah, I mean, you watch the speed going across them. We were watching the top guys yesterday. I reckon they were doing up to 40 to 50 mile an hour across some of those rock gardens.
Oh my goodness.
It's astonishing. But as you say, that's down to suspension technology, that's down to years of testing, and most importantly, a very heavy right foot and a bucket load of talent.
And of course, your expertise out there, the King of Hammers, watching them deal with those elements out there as well is amazing. As the parade is working its way. Matter of fact, we have the first group about to make its way across us right here in front of the stage. And it looks like it will be the Northwoods Honor Guard from the VFW, of course, flying those colors proudly. Everybody put your hands together for them. Of course, a beautiful American flag, and we thank all of those people for their services, all the men and women across the country and abroad that allow us to be here and do what we do. We don't want to forget about this very special holiday weekend.
Oh, I'm so looking forward to this, Ken. This is absolutely fantastic. It's my very first Crandon parade.
Yeah, one of the legendary Jeeps, of course, that served us so well over the course of time as men and women fought for the freedoms of this country, the American Legion. We appreciate everything that they did back in their day and currently are doing today as well. Small town America, as you talked about it before, to be here, and you said your first experience with it, and it's just such a comforting feeling. It's a place of home.
I'll be honest, it's like a film set for me. It's I've seen it on the movies all these years, and to be here and experiencing it is absolutely wonderful. See these vintage military trucks rolling through with the veterans? You can't help but be touched. And look at this, a Class 11 in there.
The first one, right? The first Class 11 car
Exactly.
sneaks right in the middle of these two trucks.
Exactly.
But
Veterans
red, white, and
Racing
blue,
Alliance.
obviously representing the Veterans Racing Alliance.
Now, these gentlemen here, they actually get involved with the veterans, and they get the veterans out there racing. So, really important job there. So, it's Josh that owns this vehicle. I was chatting to him yesterday. Really, really nice guy. If you see them parked up, go and speak to them. They'd love to tell you all about it.
The first responders here being represented as well from Crandon's Fire Department. Can't thank them enough for everything that they do, put themselves in harm's way to make sure everybody is taken care of in a bad situation. The silent heroes, as I refer to them. Beautiful looking fire truck.
Yeah, they spent some time preparing that one for this.
Lots of wax time on that one, huh?
Oh, yeah.
And up here, back down the street, as we heard Kurt Leduc talk about, actually a number of people talk about the race cars backed all the way down to the gas station here. Crandon International Raceway's truck making its way forward. That beautiful Chevrolet will be in action all weekend long.
Showering sweets out to the kids. And there's Scott Taylor. We had him up on stage earlier, sitting in the passenger seat.
How about that? Lucas Oil sponsorship on the hood. Yokohama Tires. There's a 7-time champ. Having some fun. He was extremely emotional one night ago. Said, man, I just don't feel like I'm even deserving, but there is not a more deserving guy on the property than Scott Taylor.
We nearly got some candy there ourselves there, Ken.
There you go.
Thank you very much. I will treasure that one. And still the cars keep rolling on through here.
Yeah, once again, it looks like another one of those pace trucks that'll. It's gorgeous right now. There's a pretty good chance it won't be that pretty come the end of the day. Amsoil flag in the back of that one, of course, along with the American flag. KC Motorsports, Fly Racing, Polaris. I mean, all of the people that make this happen, those sponsors, are so important.
Indeed they are. As another Crandon Fire Department vehicle makes its way through, literally candy flying out the doors as they go by.
By the handful. Just throwing it out. The kids absolutely loving it.
And everywhere you look, it's just big smiles and laughter. That's how it should be.
Yeah, a lot of these parades, over the course of time have been misplaced or lost, or you just don't see them everywhere. And to come out here, I just remember as a child the memories that you make. You stand here on the side of the street and you watch the firemen go by, you watch the police go by, all of the service people go by, and then the cool vehicles and the floats, and they're throwing you the candy. It's just an awesome memory to make. Oh, there's a little bitty baby inside of that one.
Tiny little.
A little peanut.
But we keep saying it time and time again, off-road racing isn't just about the racing, it's also about the family. It's about getting everybody involved.
Yeah, and I think we saw that today, right? I mean, we had Kurt and Kyle up here, and now Kyle's son also racing as well. You're exactly right. They start off out here and grow up, and those little guys now will be the future heroes.
They will indeed. They will be the future Carls and Kurt LeDukes, the new Scott Taylors. And that's the remarkable thing about off-road racing. It doesn't matter where you go around the world. It is like a great big family. So to come here to Crandon and be welcomed in is an absolutely wonderful thing.
Here comes one of the Polaris.
I think that's my favorite ever Polaris Razor.
My favorite ever ice cream truck. They're throwing candies. They're going to throw some ice cream. Here we go.
I think that's probably the fastest ice cream delivery service ever.
Well, we're up here in Crandon, Wisconsin. You have to have an off-road ice cream truck, right? You got to be able to get to them. The Green Bay Packer fans, of course, up here as well. That one decked out. Beautiful looking Polaris Razor. Big four-seater. Man, oh man, it is amazing how far they have come with the side-by-side technology.
It is indeed. And now one of our sponsors' vehicles coming through now, Yokohama Tyre.
That looks like one of those trucks they might race out of Dakar.
A little bit long for that.
What's up, fellas? Oh, really close.
It would appear my catching isn't quite as good as my talking.
Yeah, we'll get Tanner. We might get Tanner on the skinny there tomorrow. We'll look forward to seeing him behind the wheel of one of the trucks out there competing with the big dogs.
Right, now let's not forget Tanner. He's been there and seen it and done it. He's raced in World Rallycross.
A little bit of everything, right?
A little bit of everything. So to see him out here at Crandon, fantastic. And just look at this. Loader going through. Or should I say dumper going through.
And, of course, the MAV TV Motorsports Network here in Forest will bring a lot of this racing action to the gang at home.
Hey, I got two this time.
Nice job. Good catch. One of the massive trucks out here from Crandon International Raceway as well. They'll give some rides around the racetrack. It's always a lot of fun. They were actually getting some air in that thing a year ago, believe it or not. I don't know how.
Well, they say that gravity sucks, but clearly you can overcome gravity sometimes.
Oh, nice toss. Good job.
Oh, yeah, now that's what we're talking about. U.S. Air Force, that T-shirt there, fantastic stuff.
There you go. That's great. We thank them for everything they do for sure. Looks like they've got a T-shirt gun here. They're rifling things up. Thanks to all the men and women inside of the Air Force.
T-shirt in the go. Oh! Now I've seen
Heads
it all.
up.
I've seen it all.
Incoming.
And then we go from that to this. Monster trucks coming on through. Speakers hanging off the side.
The General Lee.
I'm not sure what they're throwing at us.
Mozzarella sticks.
I think they're cheese sticks. I really have seen everything. We've been throwing candy, we've been throwing cheese sticks, we've been throwing T-shirts.
We've seen ice cream.
We have seen ice cream.
They didn't throw any at us.
Nope. Be thankful for small mercies, Ken. That's still the
Absolutely. Go ahead.
And Tiffany Stone joins us up on stage. How are we doing, Tiffany?
I'm doing wonderful. You guys got a lot of cheese sticks, so I'm stealing some right now. We're in Wisconsin, right?
Take all you want.
Tiffany's going to be doing our podiums all weekend. It looks like she has a real bundle of cheese sticks there.
They did throw a lot up here, didn't they? She's good to go for the rest of the weekend. Tiffany does a great job. Look forward to working with her all weekend as well.
Still the parade continues here. Let's not forget, this is the 53rd Crandon World Championships. And we've got 3 days of racing ahead. We're here now celebrating the parade, celebrating the races, the crews, the families, and everybody who's out here, all of the fans who've come to join us. And later on today, we'll be back up to the track, to see those famous turns, to see those famous jumps, and get this party started.
And a few more vehicles making their way down here. Three of the best inside of the Pro 4 categories you'll see on top of one of these vehicles here, including the number 22 of Johnny Greaves, the 99 of Kyle LeDuc, and the 33 of CJ Greaves.
Saw CJ walking past earlier. Watching him in free practice yesterday, and he was looking very fast indeed.
Uber talented, just so amazing. I mean, watching Johnny, growing up out here over the course of time and watching Johnny do what Johnny has done. And, of course, last year, Johnny with a spectacular weekend, one spot short of sweeping the entire weekend in his category, and then, of course, the Cup race as well. But you go talk to Johnny, he has no hesitation in telling you that CJ is absolutely better. It's been amazing to watch CJ and Kyle LeDuc do what they do. Incredible truck control at the highest levels of speed.
We've got the Mold Lake vehicles passing through now, handing out lots of treats. It's candy. So I think there's bags of nuts. There's everything coming out the back of this. There's drinks bottles. These guys are going to be very popular indeed. And what's that now, Ken? I'm going to let you talk through this one.
Yeah, throw me that one. Thanks, pal. It says thing 1 and thing 2, let's race. So I'm all in on the racing gig.
So it looks like, is this thing 1? He's
yeah!
Yes! He's got himself a diving pool there. So bit of everything going on this float.
A tough landing, needs that airbag. But soaking wet there, putting on a show for everybody, as looks like a bit of an obstacle course, of course.
It does indeed. A Barbie house up there as well.
I commend him.
Now, I have to ask.
Don't believe I could do any of that.
How many late nights in a bar were there to come up with that?
Right. 1 and a napkin.
I think there might have been many beverages involved when they evolved that.
I can see it right now. Those 2 girls standing there, they said, hey, we'll let you ride on the float if you'll give us your Barbie house. Put your hands together. Go for it. Boom!
And still the parade continues here in Crandon.
Creativity award right there.
I was going to say, yeah, and bravery, I think, is also the secondary award for that one.
I would second that.
As we said earlier, just when you think you've seen it all,
you have not. The winters are long up here. By the way, I had a pretty cool ride. We literally took a side-by-side from the racetrack here all the way to the track, or all the way to the city, if you will, the town. Never touched a street. Well, we crossed one time. That was about it. But you got to love it because the trails are up here, obviously, for the side-by-sides all summer long. But then in the wintertime, they become snowmobile trails. Yeah. So everybody has a blast up here in the Northwoods.
It's a beautiful place. I can't believe it's taken me 48 years to find it. Certainly won't be my last time, that's for sure.
Well, you had a long swim.
Yeah, it's a hell of a journey to get here, but it's well worth it.
So great question for you. Any type of short course off-road racing that goes on over there in the UK?
No, not really. I mean, it's. I'll be honest with you, our off-road racing is very, very different. We do a lot of Ultra 4. We do a lot of what we call winch challenge, where we literally have winches front and rear of the vehicles, and we're going up cliffs, down cliffs, through rivers. Very, very different to what we see here. I mean, we do actually have one pro light in the UK, which I actually happened to be with last week with a guy called Luke Woodham. Used to belong to Casey Curry, obviously you know very well.
Absolutely.
And Casey Curry, they took that car over to us a few years ago, and Luke still displays that all across Europe. He was out in Denmark.
All they need is one more, and it's a race.
Exactly. In fact, we were having that conversation. He was saying, could you put, stick a couple in your suitcase when you come back, and we can get something going.
Awesome. How
Young
about
man
that?
showing us some skills there.
Yeah, we love the martial arts. It's such great training for the young minds, for the discipline and everything it takes to become good. Thanks a lot, kids. We appreciate you coming out here. And the sensei, of course, working with them as well, teaching them the art of martial arts. Let's have a look at this.
Little young man there, he's putting himself through his paces.
I couldn't do it. I couldn't even get my leg to go that way.
Oh,
there
look
it
at
is.
that. There he goes. Talented stuff there from that young man.
Yeah, the dedication that it takes to move up in the ranks in martial arts is awesome, and the commitment that it takes. So we commend the kids out there for taking on something so difficult.
And most importantly, coming at Harris and showing us what they can do. So we've got a young man who's sitting in front of us at the moment. See if he can kick his way through this wooden panel.
Oh!
I was just about to say there has to be easier ways to make a living, but then there he
Popped
goes.
that one, man. With the
Popped
top
it
of his
straight
foot.
away.
That is no easy task. Awesome stuff. Thank you, guys.
And still the parade continues. Advanced pest management, should I say? Although it could be pet management, you never know.
Well, they've got a pet on the fishing pole in the back there. The bat hanging out, flying around. Thanks to the folks at Advanced Pest Management. Great looking trucks, great looking wraps.
I was going to say, they were awesome, aren't they? And now we get to the big stuff. Check this out.
I mentioned the winters are long. And that's how you get around.
I was going to say, that looks like a whole lot of fun.
It does look like a lot of fun. It looks like there's not much it couldn't get to. And a couple of the vintage snowmobiles behind, and they are pristine. Take a look at those things.
We talk about preserving history, and that is history being preserved right there.
Yeah, those things are gorgeous. Great looking Chevy Silverado that has certainly been meticulously maintained, brought back to life, if you will. Did a really good job of keeping it all along the way. Gorgeous truck.
That's absolutely gorgeous. I love the detail on this one. The leather-covered roll cage, internal roll cage. The little pinstripes on the sides.
The Silverado and the tin, the painting inside of the letters. I mean, the pinstriping obviously there on the step side.
The detail is absolutely amazing, isn't it? I wouldn't mind betting that's repeated under the vehicle as well.
Tom Tiffany, running for Congress. Thanks for coming out here. Working hard. That's what you've got to do.
Oh, now this is what I'm all about. Look at this rat rod here. Oh, yeah, baby. Now, do you think he's got ice-cold Coca-Colas in there, or he's just blagging us?
The creativity. So I've got this Coca-Cola cooler sitting here.
He's got a beer keg in the front. I'm guessing that's probably the fuel cell.
I missed that when it went by. Good eye. Really good eye.
Love the quad bike in the back as well.
Yeah, with the V-twin in it.
Now, you see, you were saying, I've got a good eye. Well spotted. Looks like another fire department truck coming through. And this time he's got the big guns on the back. Check out this dozer.
Yeah, agriculture up here, and of course a logging town going back as far as you can find. Dairy town.
I'm guessing that's for pushing in fire brakes. Got a stump remover on the back there. Massively important job in protecting the forests out here.
Yeah, man, I can't imagine what that is like when one of those things takes off, and how do you get ahead of it, and how do you stop it?
Not something we have to worry about, because we have fantastic people like those gentlemen there who are going past, should I say ladies and gentlemen, who are going past, who make sure that all these people stay safe. And here, then, there's another little bit of me here. This is an Ultra 4 race car. This is the Rockhold. Perfectly on tune. Now, if anybody doesn't know anything about Ultra 4 cars are the Swiss Army knife of the off-road world. They do a little bit of everything. They go fast, they go over rocks, they go through desert, and everything in between.
And that one has really long eyelashes.
It does indeed. And possibly the funkiest rap I've seen today.
She's like, give me a heads up when you do that, Will.
This is what we call an IFS car. So this one has independent front suspension. It has a beam axle on the rear. It's a front mount. It has a front-mounted LS-based motor. Probably something in the round about the sort of 700 to 800 horsepower mark. Bypass suspension, front and rear. And it's fantastic to see them here at Crandon. 82 Ultra 4 cars here racing with us this weekend.
Man, oh man, that's a massive number.
It is.
Just talk about how much it grows, and you talked about the Class 11 as well, how much it's already grown, and to think that it's going to be coming back here for many, many more years, it looks very positive for sure. Jeff Marvin for Sheriff has come out here. Thank you very much. Best of luck to you in that run. How about the old 5.0 Mustang?
I was just looking at
that. Yeah, love it.
Very retro. And of course, we've got the Hummer next, the old Humvee.
Northwoods Firearms.
Nothing says America more than a Humvee, surely. See them in theaters of operation all around the world.
And a few more vehicles yet to come here during the parade for the 53rd running of the Crandon World Championships, Labor Day weekend. I mean, not a cloud in the sky. Beautiful breeze and temperatures in the mid to upper 70s. I mean, if somebody was to put an order in, I think this would probably be it.
Yeah, I think Marty's been praying a lot in the last few weeks.
Few dances?
Yeah, absolutely. And thankfully, someone's been listening. And still the parade continues here. as we can still hear Mr. Rockhold revving his engine further up the track.
If you want to have a good time with a bunch of your friends, executive limousine would be a good call. You don't have to worry about getting yourself into trouble.
Now that's the way to travel to the races.
That's the way to go have a party and get home safely.
Handing out koozies as they make their way down through. Now, Ken, you've been coming here for a few years. Has this parade grown in size as well?
This is, it absolutely grown. I mean, the crowd itself, has grown in size. Never mind the race vehicles, as we've documented, lining the streets from one end of town to the other. Absolutely has. Word is out. Oh, there it is, the most prestigious cup in all of short course off-road racing. Or at least a version of it. Yes, there is an arch there over the finish line at Crandon International Raceway, and that big cup is what they'll be racing for on Sunday. Want to get their name on that one. It is prestigious.
It's the one that everyone wants. It's the reason that everyone's here.
Of course, Sunday night, a massive party in the Lucas Oil barn, and everybody was drinking out of the cup a year ago. It's a very cool moment. There is no doubt.
More floats making their way down through now.
Some RC cars down there on this trailer here, and there's typically a bunch of RC racing that goes on out here as well. Kids have a blast with them, as do the adults, by the way.
Candy being thrust out by the handful. I believe we've got a pickup truck full of Yetis. Now, that's not something you see every day, is it?
No, it is not. And who would guess that you would come to the Labor Day Parade in Crandon to see it? Abominable snowmen.
So it's abominable snowmen, and behind them we have hot dogs. You really couldn't write this.
No. They must have been sitting on the other side of the room.
Well, yeah, exactly.
For thing one and thing two.
Do you think they shared the same bottle?
Same bartender for sure.
But that's what makes this so much fun, isn't it? Everybody gets involved. Everyone's got their own ideas. Wants to do things a little bit different.
Good looking F-150 Tremor as well. Gorgeous truck. Yeti's Drive-In. Down there just outside of town. Very popular place.
Yeti, set, go.
Perfect.
So
obviously representing different.
In the back there, we've got hot dogs. We've got cupcakes. We've got ice creams.
Obviously representing everything that you can get there, of course. And some great eats and drinks at Yeti.
Can we get the hot dogs to give us a wave? No, I don't think we can. I think their music's turned up too loud.
The cable car without the cable. Trolley car.
With a chicken inside.
So I have this outfit.
So we've got Yetis, we've got hot dogs, we've got fries, we've got cupcakes, and now chickens.
And a trolley car.
In a trolley car. And then behind that, possibly one of the largest trikes I've ever seen. With one of the smallest trailers.
It looks really comfortable.
It does. I think those leather seats are bigger than the ones I have at home.
Little cheese head hanging out in the back by the fuel cell. Dentaway. The paintless way.
Yeah, you know, up in the northern woods when they're talking about hail damage.
Yeah, actually racing in Utah 1 weekend ago, and it was dumping hail as we were sitting on the starting line.
Oh, wow. Now, this one's a little bit different.
Bomber. Street stocks.
Street stocks. And toys this time.
Oh, yeah. We're throwing footballs.
We got screamers. We got
Frisbees and footballs.
We got all sorts
They're
coming out of this one.
Heads up, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, yeah.
Little floaties as well. I think I saw a swan, zebra. Rough and tumble racing. Those cars actually look pretty good. Another trolley car, they're getting bigger.
Still the parade continues. Look at this bus. Handfuls of candy coming out of this one.
Bucket loads.
Literally, yeah. Do you think there's a sweet
Oh,
store
my
somewhere?
goodness.
Do you think there's a sweet store somewhere in Crandon that's taking the day off?
Yeah. For sure. Quota made. That bus is packed with candy the way they're throwing it out.
I reckon it's going to come up about 2 inches on the springs.
There should be a dentist that's in the middle of the parade here as well, because
If there isn't a dentist,
clearly
I'm setting one up next year,
right?
that's for sure. I think they'll fund our racing. Do you remember that Pro 2 you had? I think you'd be able to get another one.
Yeah.
Now, this is a bit of me coming down through here. Just look at this logging machine.
Yeah, of course, the Ponzi name has been part of short course off-road racing for many, many years and supported a lot out here. We appreciate everything that they've done, that's for sure.
8-wheel spider truck.
Yeah, look at the graphics of that machine that goes out there and gets it done. My goodness.
Absolutely
Thing looks
amazing.
like a prehistoric monster. Look at it. Wow.
They're absolutely remarkable. What I want to know is who comes up with the ideas for these machines?
Look at that thing.
Oh, wow.
Talk about chew up some wood. And that dog down there is not afraid at all. He just laid out. Yeah, that's pretty cool looking.
It's like something straight from Terminator.
So Jason Flannery just leans over here and he said these things cost $750,000. How many would you like? What color?
You've got to make a choice. Do you have one of these, or do you have yourself a new four-wheel drive trophy truck?
I got one of these, and then maybe you could afford the four-wheel trophy
This is
truck.
very, very true. See, I like the way you're thinking there.
Long term. Wow, what a gorgeous piece of machinery right there.
That's incredible, isn't it? And then speaking of the Flannerys, check out this dumper coming through now.
Yeah, and it is absolutely gorgeous, huh? Beautiful Western Star.
Absolutely pristine truck. Polished to within an inch of its life.
The Flannerys are not afraid of work. I promise you that.
Even those aluminium risers on the top cover are polished. Absolutely incredible.
Snap-on tools cruising through here, part of the fun here as well. Longtime standard. Great company. Been associated with Cruz Pedregon and NHRA Funny Car Racing for so many years.
Yeah, I've got a toolbox full of their stuff at home. Really is second to none.
How about the older 6.0 F350? Great looking ride. Don't open that one.
Yeah, I was going to say. But I want to wait a minute or two.
The dog's still laying down. Things are getting a little sporty here. They're throwing soda cans at me.
I'll be honest, I was waiting for the Snap-on guy to start throwing out tools.
Yeah. That's like throwing out $100 bills.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. I was just about to ask him if he's got another quarter drive ratchet as mine just died. And what we got here? Looks like we've got some kind of
I don't know. Those
racing.
two drivers look like they've been through it.
They've seen better days, haven't they? Maybe they need to go to that bar where those other people have been to.
Or maybe they have been.
Well, that's true.
And then went trail riding.
Same bartender.
Yeah, he's doing great.
We look down the street, and there's still more floats coming up through here. Let's not forget, it's the 53rd Crandon World Championships here at the Labor Day weekend. Thousands of people are here out in Crandon, enjoying this amazing spectacle. If you could box spars and sell them, you'd be doing well. It's just so much fun.
30 years in canning. I mean, we've
In
had quite
gaming.
the diversity of stuff here throughout the parade here today.
I think that says gaming, not canning.
Oh, gaming. There you go. Thank you.
That's okay, I got you.
M's matter. Forest County Potawatomi community, and of course the Potawatomi is a massive part of everything that's going on out here at Crandon as well. Longtime sponsor there for Johnny Greaves.
I think I've just seen the best catch of the weekend by a young man down there.
Baby Frisbees.
As the Forest County Potawatomi community vehicle makes its way through. We've got more logging stuff coming through now. Look at this.
Yeah, we talked about the history of this town and, of course, all the logging that really put it on the map. Those are some big toothpicks back there.
There's the whole lot of matchsticks.
Yeah, that is no doubt, man. That is a lot of weight to contain. Gorgeous truck doing it.
Again, someone's been working overtime to get that polished.
Yeah, the steps and the tanks alone, right?
Yeah. Air horns are blazing as he picks his way through.
And it never gets old.
It looks like we've got a few of these trucks coming through.
Some big boys. Still how they get it done up here. Great representation and just enough room to squeeze through the street.
If you breathe in. Well, I think we should just be thankful they're not throwing logs at us.
You find somebody big enough to throw one of those. I'm listening. I think that one's got a few more decibels out of the horn. International Veneer and Timber. Owner of that beautiful Western Star.
I'm going to chance my arm here and say some big lumps of oak sitting on the back of there. And two lovely young ladies sitting at the top there, handing out freebies. I think we've seen about everything being passed out today. We've seen candy, we've seen frisbees, we've seen these floaters, cheese sticks. I think that's the first for me. I'm not sure I've seen cheese sticks before. Koozies, and everything else in between.
Yeah, the cheese sticks were almost like weapons.
I have to admit,
Projectiles.
I did wonder what they were for a moment.
We only have a couple left. Tiffany Stone came up here and
if anybody,
gathered them up.
if anybody sees Tiffany Stone, do feel free to rob her of some cheese sticks.
She has plenty to go around.
And as the IVT trucks make their way through, International Veneering Timber. Behind it, we have one of our racing UTVs.
Yeah, the UTV market has come so far, as have the classes, of course.
It's not so many years ago we used to call them the golf carts. You can't
Yes.
say that. You can't say that anymore. These boys and girls are quick, and I mean really quick.
They are fast. A lot of different versions as well, different manufacturers. The market is rich and on fire.
And the great thing is that you can get into off-road racing at a reasonably low budget and compete at a very high standard. That's what makes them so special. Oh wow, now check this one out. So
I'd love
great.
to tell you what year it is, but I have no clue.
I'd be impressed if you could tell me what it is.
It's a Ford. It's a car.
How good does that look? Lady or the man that sat in the back?
Absolutely beautiful for sure, right? But I guess somewhere in the early 30s, 32 or so.
It's a gorgeous car.
Suitcase in the back.
Good afternoon. Do you think she's going anywhere?
She's hanging out at the parade for now, man. I don't know if it gets any better.
And being chased by another Yeti. Or is this one a Sasquatch? Or possibly anything in between.
Is that a moonshine jug he has in there?
He's-
Bonnie and Clyde. Are we running moonshine or
running moonshine? Everyone has a story.
Love the soft tops because back in the day they didn't have metal that would make that span one piece of metal, so they
Is
did
that
soft
true?
tops. Yeah.
I never knew that. See, every day's a school day. Speaking of school days, is this an old school bus we see coming through here? The Panther limo bus.
The premier party shuttle. If you've ever been to Nashville, these things, they're loaded with them, and Wisconsin's certainly no exception to the rule when it comes to partying.
Yeah, I got a feeling we're going to see a few of those this weekend.
Another one of those ideas on the other corner of the bar. Hey, man, I've got this school bus. I think we could turn it into a party bus, party shuttle. That's actually a really good idea. Same bartender.
He's doing well this weekend. Okay, so what do we got here? Where do we even start?
Yeah, I'm going to lean on you for this one. I mean, I see
we got
the
some big
wild
names
man,
there.
Adrian Cheney's got his name on one.
Yeah, we got
Greaves has
Kincaid
his
on the
name,
other.
and Keegan Kincaid's got his name on one.
Greaves has got his name on another one. We've got Nick at the front there. It's a full-on short course bus. That's very cool.
What a beautiful part of the country to have a dirt bike, right? Endless trails to hop on one of those things and just go spend hours and hours riding miles and miles. Lots of fun off-roading on a dirt bike.
Everyone out here having fun. Oh, it's thing 1 and thing 2.
Yep, they
They're
survived
back.
and they're back.
They said to be minus the swimming pool this time.
After multiple leaps, he's still walking.
Got ourselves another Humvee.
Night vision goggles, helmet, tactical stuff.
Looks like we've got a 30 cal or even a 50 cal sitting at the top there.
Big boy, do some damage.
That's the way to win races.
That'll slow him down.
If you can't catch him, take him off the track.
Joystick, remote control inside with the driver. Spotter can dial you in.
See, in this day and age, the spotter will be working it, I think.
Speaking of off-roading, we're talking about dirt bikes. How about UTV rentals as well? Talked about the trails to get here without ever touching the road. It's pretty cool. Rent one of those and go have a blast all weekend long.
Yeah, another fire department truck.
Say again.
Just let me know when it's twitchy so I can swap my battery.
When it switches.
And there's another one of the Crandon Park vehicles makes its way past, and we start to see UTVs now. Just check this lot out. So many racers. Now, if you get a chance to walk around the pits here at Crandon, go and check out these cars. Go and talk to the drivers. Go and talk to the crews that work on these vehicles. They'll happily tell you all about them.
Yeah, what a difference in setup right there as you take a look at those two UTVs. One more towards your style of racing, one more towards short course off-road racing.
Absolutely.
Lower profile, smaller wheel tire.
But also look at the differences in the drivers as well. We've got drivers old, drivers young, drivers male, drivers female, and everything in between. It's great to see so many manufacturers now stepping up. We've got Polaris, of course, who support our race. We've got Can-Am, we've got Yamaha, we've got Honda. That looks like we've got a Pro Light there just coming in.
Yeah, slick with this Canterbury Racing logos there on the side of that one.
And then sneaking in behind that Pro Light, we've got a 4500 class car, one of the Ultra 4s.
Yeah, a number of different categories for you guys that'll be competing out there as well.
4500s, unlimited motor, but they have to have a 14-inch shock absorber front and rear, mounted to the axles, but most importantly, they have to have a mechanical link on their steering. And we see these guys, they're going to be racing together with the... as he gives us a rev there. But we're going to be seeing the 4500s. They're going to be going out with the 4800s later on today. And we're going to be seeing them racing tonight. Racing starts for these guys at 7 o'clock this evening and will be on the live feed. So do be sure to check it out.
Kyle Greaves pulling out just past our cameras there with his Pro Light, currently leading in the Pro Light points. It will be a vicious battle, though, as there's a couple of those guys that are really, really tight in the points. Looks like Brent Smith inside of a truck over there this weekend as well. Johnny Holzer. Some of the players that'll be competing in the pro categories.
You can feel those engines coming up through your solar plexus, can't you?
Yeah, I mean, and it's bouncing around here off the stage as well, right? Reverberating a bit.
It's a wonderful feeling. If you're watching at home and you're living nearby, get on down to Crandon. Come and see this racing. Come and witness these heroes. Come and see these vehicles. And come and be a part of something special. Come and be a part of the 53rd Crandon World Championships. We've got 3 days of racing ahead of us. And it is going to be absolutely spectacular.
Yeah, things picking up here, as you talked about before. You know, some racing that'll happen here today with a number of these competitors, so they'll make their way back over to the track. Police escort. It's super cool to see all of these race vehicles cruising down the city streets.
Yeah, just in front of us right now, we're watching Keegan Kincaid. He joined us on stage earlier, just getting into his Pro 2.
Got to be 6'4", 6'5". He's a tall dude.
Oh, yeah. I was lucky enough earlier. He was telling me, walking me around his vehicle, showing me all the bits, telling me all about it. Absolutely remarkable car. And I'll say it once again, if you're down here and you get a chance to be in the pits, go and speak to these drivers, go and speak to their crews. They'd love to tell you all about their vehicles.
Once again, special thanks to all of our sponsors that make this happen. AMSOIL Championship Off-Road, Red Bull Crandon World Cup, the Ultra 4 Series here as well, the Crandon World Championships by Polaris, Lucas Oil, Forest County Potawatomis, of course Polaris, MAV TV, Fox, Yokohama, Vision Wheel, Steal It, Ponzi, Champion Power Equipment, Mastercraft, Rugged Radios, Pepsi, Rigid, Continental Tire, Miller Highlight, Miller Lite, Parsons, Lauderville. A lot of people involved here to make all of this happen.
It takes an army. Just feel the thunder now as all the vehicles start to fire up, getting ready to make their way back up to that famous track. And as I look down the street in either direction, it's still absolutely rammed with people. Fans, spectators, families. All trying to get a glimpse of their heroes.
Yeah, that's a great way of putting it. None of the fans leaving here. They want to watch all of these race vehicles go cruising by.
Of course, got to say a big shout out to our media as well. Making sure that you guys at home get to be part of this. The 53rd Crandon World Championships. Oh, okay, man, I want to go racing now.
Yeah, right? I mean, we smell the fuel, we smell the fumes here, and these engines are just absolutely thundering as they sit here, echo off the stage.
The one thing, I've not been around short course racing, and the one thing that's really blown me away is the size of the cooling packs that these vehicles have. They're absolutely monstrous. But then I suppose when you're racing for 20 minutes and you're flat to the mat for that whole time, you need a lot of cooling.
Yes, I mean, no question about it. And not to mention the mud that flies around. It's very, they start off with a wet track to make sure that they keep the dust under control. So a lot of mud, they pick up a lot of mud early on, and the placement of the radiator, the placement of the cooling is critical to keep those things, to keep them at race pace, if you will. And now, as you well know, the technology that has come into the engines, they want those things to ride at a certain temperature.
Yes,
so they're very, very critical of it as they start to lose horsepower. They either stay too cold or too hot. Well, we're going to wrap things up here. as we get towards the end of this parade. Of course, all the drivers here fired up and ready to head back to the legendary Crandon International Raceway. Jim Marsden, has been a great time out here, my friend.
It has indeed. It's been an absolute privilege to witness this and to be part of this today. I can't wait now to get back to the racetrack, and let's get down to the serious business. Let's get down to some racing.
That's why we're here, right? We want to turn these guys loose, guys and gals, and find out who's going to stand on top of the box here for Saturday, Sunday. We'll hand out championships. We'll hand out prestigious cup wins. It's going to be an exciting race weekend. You can follow it all online as well, as it will be live streamed. Of course, we'd love to have you out here as well for the 53rd running of the Crandon World Championships. I'm Ken Stout. Hope you had a great time here as we've covered the entire Labor Day parade here in Crandon. We'll see you next time out at the racetrack.
Of crisp and refreshing flavor. Delivering a bold citrus kick. Take your thirst and thrill it. Do the do.
Make way for the first ever Chevy Silverado CR2. With Multimatic shocks, rugged 33-inch tires, and front and rear electronic locking differentials.
Dude, this is awesome, but we should get back to work.
This good? Perfect. If you're going to work remote, work remote. Find new workspaces, find new roads. Chevrolet.
I've lived through power loss and grids going down 2 different times in my old house. The first time was for a hurricane and it was hot and uncomfortable. The second time, I just installed one of these at my other house, a 14 kW Champion home standby generator. And I gotta tell you, I was an absolute hero when the ice storms hit and we lost power. I'd highly recommend you guys consider one of these for your house. You can learn more at championpowerequipment.com.
Our journey at Continental has taken us down many roads. And when we first started, they weren't even paved. We know trust isn't given, it's earned. And for more than 150 years, we've worked hard to earn your trust. 150 years of perfecting how tires are made, continuing to both raise the bar while setting the industry standard. From the trail to the racetrack, from off the beaten path to the highways and beyond. The Continental mark in all its forms stands for confidence. Confidence 150 years in the making. Confidence you trust. Continental Tire.